everyone. Welcome to the Hall of Stars. This is an original Navathem's End one-shot adventure. Navathem's End is a very cool game that just came out of Kickstarter, and I'm so very excited to introduce you to it. It is a fusion of OSR systems powered by the apocalypse and Forged in the Dark, where you, an agent of the Tower, can investigate strange anomalies, seek out apocalyptic cryptic sightings, and prevent worldwide panic. It is created by designers from the Philippines, Pam and Sin. You can use !NE at any time to get more information about this game and also find out more on their website at navathemrpg.com, which is over here on the overlay. Yeah. All of the art that you see here on the screen is in the book. I have been working with Diwata and essentially they gave all of the art assets for us to use. So if you think it looks really cool, just wait till you see the interior of the book itself. We're going to go ahead and introduce everyone at the table. Please tell me who you are, where we can find you, and tell me a little fun fact about your character. Don't worry about describing them just yet, but just like something, something kind of fun, something kind of quirky. And we're going to start off with Drac.
Hi, I didn't expect it was me. I had my mic muted and everything. Hi, I'm Jack, or Draconics. I use he, they pronouns. You can find me on Twitter at Draconics. It's DRAKONIQES. I kind of stream all over the place in a bunch of different channels, so just follow me there to figure out what I'm doing at any given moment is the best way to do it. Because I'm going to be entirely honest with you, I'm never entirely sure what I'm in until maybe an hour or two before. So be on edge constantly with me. But I'm playing Lynette or Lynn. They use any and all pronouns. They don't really care or mind. And one weird, interesting fact about Lynn. That's a tough one. I think, okay, for some reason, and no one really understands this, for some reason, she thinks she's able to think better when she's upside down. So a lot of the time when she's tinkering away at something, she set up a pole in her workshop where she just hangs upside down from and works on her little trinkets and inventions. Often scaring people because people usually walk in and don't see anything and then hear someone above them, and you just see Lynn hanging there. But yeah, upside down. Yeah, exactly. Blood flows to the brain. Brain does more thinking. It's science. It makes sense.
It's purely logical. I love it. Thank you so much. Next, we have Cat Scratch. Unfortunately, Cat was unable to join us, but that's no excuse to not check out her socials. You can check them out there in the chat. Cat loves to play Fall Guys, The Quarry, Stray, Minecraft, and Ark. TTRPG-wise, you would say that she is in a D&D podcast called Forgotten Paths. Stream-wise, she's been playing a ton of variety games, and you should go check her out. She is very, very sweet, very, very awesome, and I love her very much. And there's her links. Yeah, okay. Next,
definitely check out Forgotten Paths. It's very good. It's an amnesia campaign where they find out about their characters along the way. So they were given blank character sheets, and along every episode they learn a bit more about their past and what their character can do mechanically. It's very cool. I guess on it, so I'm also kind of biased, maybe.
Well, I can confirm that you have good taste, so therefore you are correct.
Thank you.
Yes. Awesome. Thank you. Next, we have the Lady May.
Oh, that's me. I'm May. I can be found on the internets. The Lady May at all the places. I do tabletop RPG stuff. I've been busy lately, which is unusual for me. Mondays, we've got Doctor Who, which Drac is in. Yesterday, we did a Radiant Citadel thing. We've got a Arthurian Legends thing coming up where it's gonna be lots of fun ladies and swords and good time. Today I'm playing Aura, also big buff sword lady. It's pretty much the closest I can kind of like get to her on that. But yeah, she's a fun quirk thing about them was I guess she's does the big sister kind of thing and helps with Lynn's experiments.
Oh wow, that was me creating all the outfit for our Radiant Citadel game. I was just in the background like, do you want some water? Are you hungry? And she's just like using the sewing machine. I'm like, keep up the good work. Yeah, I'm here. I love it. Thank you so much. Next we have Parallax Stella.
Yay! Hi, I'm Parallax Stella, or Stella, which is funny because we have 2 Stellas, but that's okay.
Best name ever.
Yes. I am playing Visali, and she's the healer, the medic. So very interesting because this is going to be very different from all the other characters that I've played, and I'm very happy. I guess interesting fact. She hates vegetables, even though she's like the medic, and she tells everyone to eat their vegetables, but she like really hates them, so she has to like mask them in like smoothies and stuff. But even then, she gags every time she has a vegetable.
Oh, I love that so much. Okay, great.
It's not a vegetable, I'm sorry.
Yeah, just vegetable, total fear. It's fine. Okay. I will go ahead and don't look over there. Look at me. Look at me.
Look at me.
I'll go ahead and introduce you a little bit to our world here. We live in a world called Navathem, and over 800 years ago, there was an age called Times of Chaos where a cult woke a god of magic and unleashed chaotic energy throughout the entire world. Mages across the land lost their powers. The cult took advantage of this and seized positions of power. A band of heroes led a revolution against the cult, called the Core Seven. Afterwards, there was an age of light post-chaos where the world was permanently damaged. There was the age of the Mockingbird to follow, where a mage had awakened various colossals known as giant old gods that were terrorizing the various lands. From there, the 3 nations of the world united to form the Triumvirate. Okay. And built towers. Our characters here that you will meet today are agents of a tower, and they have pledged an oath to seek out apocalyptic anomalies and root them out before they cause any pain to a world that is still healing from dark times. We are here to protect the light, stare chaos in the eye, and be at ease, for we are stronger than any apocalypse. Our tower is specifically the Tower of Everpool. Our town is Everpool. Hold on, I wrote this wrong. Fairbreen. The Tower of Fairbreen, the capital of Everpool. Lore. It's great. We open up on a beautiful city here in the Queendom of Sonnet, and we see large ivory towers overlooking vistas of greenery and clear crystal water. This city is one of many here situated in the civilization of Sonnet. As we pan in closer, we maneuver to a part of the city that is a little different. This particular castle is ever shifting. We see tall spires that begin to switch in configuration, giant gears whirring loudly as this object of artifice dominates this portion of the city. We slide in to one of the halls of this place, and we enter the wing that belongs to Hell of the Black Wings. As we do, we see these obsidian halls bearing very large glass windows that depict our hero, Hell. We know the story of the 7, and this particular one is that the cult had set off a bomb to destroy a whole village, and when the smoke had cleared, Hell was the only one left standing, and she had absorbed the blast. This had awakened her as a mage, and she had canceled out any of the harm that could have been. She sacrificed herself later on, stories would tell, to seal away a massive monster. Some believe that she is still alive in that prison that she had made. Tell me, Lynette, where are you here in the Hall of Hell?
So I am in my workshop. For the most part, when you're going down these obsidian halls, it's fairly uniform, even when it splits up into people's workshops and rooms. But at my door, it very abruptly stops and becomes more bronze and steel walls and ceilings and floors. There are a couple of patches of cloth, for lack of a better term. Not quite carpets, but almost like someone has draped like towels and rags and cloths on the ground to make do. Everywhere on the walls, hanging from the ceilings, are just different weird looking tools. Some are the obvious ones like, hammers, wrenches, screwdrivers, but others seem very unorthodox, and from just looking at them, you can't tell what exactly they're for. And you can hear somewhere in the corner, and you can see the light of it as well, someone welding, the sound of welding, sparks flying, metal being put together. And as you pan over, you kind of pan over and then you pan down, because at first you just see the prosthetic arm, the metallic prosthetic arm kind of hanging there. And then as you pan down, you see Lynn sat upside down on a chair. So it's just a normal rocking chair, but sat upside down in it, welding away at this weird construct's legs. Lynn is about 5'2", fairly short, but rather stout, rather broad, probably from all of the times she had to lug around heavy materials and stuff like that. She has a long red hair, long as in like almost it's braided up and almost as long as she is tall. But she has it wrapped around like the leg of the chair right now, so it doesn't get in the way. In overalls that for some reason they don't wear the overalls properly. They kind of wear it as pants and have the rest of it just kind of hanging down. A bolero top and a t-shirt underneath, just as extra protection, mainly for the sparks that are flying from this weird machination that he's working on. Got goggles on, of course, because eye protection is important. Always keep your eyes safe. Mm-hmm. And has one of these. It's definitely welding, but it looks like some kind of weapon in their hand as they're putting together this bronze construct. And just humming to themselves, talking every so often, but there's no one else in the room other than their inventions and tinkeries. So you can guess that they're probably talking to the machines. Be like, it's okay. I think it was just a joint problem, but I think I fixed it. We replaced the nuts and bolts in there. I think I did a complete OS update as well. You should be good to go in maybe 10, 20 minutes. And okay. No reply. And then they reply. They just keep talking as if they replied.
I love this so much. We're going to make this spicy right out the door. Okay.
Oh, damn. Okay.
Let's make a roll here. First roll of the game. Let's go. So just to explain to our chat here, this game, you essentially have 3 different attribute scores. There's blood, which is your self-determination, not just about physical strength. It kind of lends to the phrase of blood, sweat, and tears. You have crown, which is symbolic of any concept that deals with the mind. Because crown of your head, crown piece that you put on the head. Yeah. And then will, which speaks to intuitiveness. Where there's a will, there's a way. And if you think blood is kind of like being aware of your assets, will is the implementation of them. So we're going to use a crown roll here. This is going to be a generic move called work on something special. So please roll me 2 dice 6 plus your crown score.
Okay.
7
plus 2. My crown is 2, so 9.
9. Okay, so 9 is a success with complications. Despite your best efforts, you didn't make as much headway as you could have this time. Fill in 1 segment on the block. All right, so describe to me as the 15, 20 minutes begin to come up. Unfortunately, you haven't made as much progress as you hoped. What does this look like?
Oh, okay. So I think this construct is, again, it's probably like a almost like miniature robots. It's probably the equivalent of, like those robotic vacuums that are just like immediately forgot the name of it. What's the vacuums that like move around the place?
Roomba?
Roomba, that's it. Like it's the equivalent of a Roomba. Just like walks around picking up trash and stuff around the tower. And I was trying to fix it because I think maybe it tried to pull on like just a massive something ridiculously heavy and ended up like dislodging one of its knee joints or its arm joints. So I kind of like screw it into place and then set down a bunch of rubbish on the ground and go, okay, try it out now. And the moment they pick up like just a piece of paper, the arm just falls off and just goes, oh, okay.
We hear a loud crash as the leg comes down arm, and you hear this from a great distance away. Ara, as the camera begins to maneuver away following the wave of sound, we approach the hall that belongs to the Chronicler. We all know the stories of the Chronicler as the most mysterious of the seven. They had essentially worked from the shadows to help set the stage for their comrades, ensuring that the rebellion's plans came out exactly the way that they needed to. They were called the Chronicler because they kept a record of everything that happened during this age of chaos. However, their own name was lost to the tides of time. As we move in towards Aura, what were you doing? What do you look like? And how do you respond to bang?
I imagine they are kind of like propped up in the room on the bed, kind of like leaning against the wall, and they've got like various notes and journals and binders and kind of like making sure everything is organized and in place and that they've got all their information correct. They're a fairly broad and buff lady. She's got like wavy, thick brown hair that's kind of like gathered together with like a braid that's kind of like draped over one shoulder. And I imagine bangs from various directions as the rooms kind of move happen probably a fair amount. And she just kind of like hears, and then she kind of just like puts her pen down and kind of like closes her book and then, like gets up and then like looks down the hallway and like, all right, where's the room now? Okay.
As you peek your head out into the hallway, you are suddenly met with a very weathered face. You see the very short keeper, and they essentially go, "Oh, hello! Oh, all right. What exactly is it that's drawn your attention today?" And you see they kind of adjust this hearing aid that they have, and they're looking around, peering down the hall with you.
I think it came from the workshop. Again, I was just wanted to check. You didn't hear that? No?
Who's to say we hear anything? Is it a perception of ourselves, or is it a perception of the areas in which we exist?
That could be true, but just in case someone's hurt, I should probably go check it out.
Oh, do you mind if I come along with you? I've completed my recipe for the day, and I'm quite bored.
Oh. What did you make?
No, it would be a surprise. I can't tell you. Okay, you've twisted my arm. I've made a contraption where you can shower and also cook breakfast at the same time.
That's so efficient.
Yes. However, there is a side effect that I'm still working on.
Soggy food.
Oh, you see the keeper reach into his robes. He takes out a notepad and he starts writing soggy food. Should check to see if this is inconclusive. All right, shall we? I'm right behind you.
All right. Tracks down the hallway at probably like a reasonable pace, like kind of like speeding up and then like, oh, right, yeah. And speeding up and then, oh, right, yeah.
Every time you stop, he kind of like walks into you because he's busy just reading something, or he's picked something off the ground and he's inspecting it.
You there's something with the ground. Maybe okay. You and she's kind of just like, I'll jog ahead. And she kinda,
You jog ahead and you reach one of the apexes of the tower here. Essentially, all of the different halls, they intersect in this one core stairway, and it's always impossible to tell which layer you're going to end up on once you start going up the stairs. And you jog ahead. It takes a few minutes for the keeper to catch up with you, and when they finally do, they kind of walk around you and they begin to head up a certain set of stairs, and you're able to see, this is the Hall of Hell, where Lynn is most likely to be.
and she kind of just like gives a look like, how do they always know? They just always know.
So as you begin to follow him, we see the camera pan away, and we head over instead to the Hall of Tempest, the Magister Healer. We see that the walls here are somehow always covered in a very fine layer of grass and flora. There is a very soft moss that grows on the ceiling. We have vines and flowers hanging down, and the windows here are large archways where ample sunlight is able to filter in. Here we see the story more or less painted out in petals of flowers. The story of Tempest, the last to join the Core 7. They had retained their magic in a world where magic was failing. When the Seven had first found the Tempest, she was trapped on a pirate ship, and up until her death and experience, she had served as an important keystone to the Seven's plan and pulled them out of many dire situations. Very much so a hero in the eyes of anyone that reveres the Seven. We pan over to Visali. Where are you? What do you look like? And how do you react to a big bang?
So Visali is at her little workstation where she's trying to figure out these different plant-based salves. She's trying this new concoction, but like somehow the chemistry is wrong, and she keeps putting herself to sleep accidentally because of the way that the flower puffs up at her. She can't figure it out, so she's just, she's got like a clothespin on her nose, and she's like mixing things. And she just recently cut her hair, so she has very long black hair, but she decided to cut it when she tried to help a kid the last time she was treating someone, and the kid started tugging on her hair a little bit too hard. So she decided, you know what? I want to be a better combat medic, and she decided to chop it all off.
As you're currently working at your little station, you see a little companion of yours, someone that was created for you, kind of lingering almost out of perception, just on the edge, probably over by a windowsill, and they are kind of hunkered down. What do they look like, and what have you named them?
Yeah, so Visali used to have a kitty that, oh my goodness, Lynette made a cute little animatronic robot character inspired by the kitty. She's named it Mr. Meowsers, and she's not quite sure how she feels about it because she knows it's not her cat, but it looks kind of like him. But it's his face has the fur, but then the back is like all mechanical, like steampunk architecture. You can see the clockwork. It has like a little bit of like, it has a pocket watch on the side, so I always know what time it is. And like instead of meows, it's like a little steam puff, right? So she's not entirely sure about how to feel about it, but it Mr. Meowsers does all of the cat-like things, like pouncing on your lap and stuff. Currently, Meowsers got tired of Visali trying to experiment with things because she would use his back as like a drying rack for certain pastes and like bandages. So that's why he is up in the windowsill right now.
I love that so much. You see as this loud, distant bang resonates through the hall that Mr. Meowser just basically heckles up and bolts under your bed.
Oh, well, all right. I guess I'm not going to be able to get those bandages back. And she does notice that there is somewhat of more noise going on. So without taking off her like clothespin or anything, she wipes off her hands on her apron and she walks out to the door to see what's going on.
All right. You reach the apex of the various stairs that divide the halls, and it's always a gamble here. What do you look like here as you're trying to decide which way to go?
Let's see. She's been working all day, so probably a little bit of like frizzy hair. Just kind of confused because she's been like staring at plants all day, so she's like adjusting her eyes, She thinks it was downstairs. She's not sure.
All right. You begin to head downstairs and you find that you see the very distinguishable shape of Ara slowly following after the much smaller and shrimpier shape of the Keeper.
Like one step, one step, one step.
And in conclusion, I am of the belief that these chicken nuggets could be all the rage.
Oh, Vasali immediately perks up. Chicken nugget, wait, hold on, wait for me. I'm right here. Hold on. And she just runs down the stairs.
Who is that? Oh, Vasali, hello there.
Hello. I heard chicken nuggets. Are we eating chicken nuggets later today?
Wait, what kind of invention is on your face? I've never seen this before.
She bats it off. Just experimentation's gone wrong. It's just one of the clothespins. I don't trust the pink flowers, is all I have to say.
Pink flowers. He bends down, he picks up the nosepin, he's like, fascinating. And he just kind of trails into silence as he stares at this.
Is he still moving, or is he like?
No, he's just standing there.
Imagine after a while if like Oral just kind of just like pick him up a little bit and just kind of like one step.
As you pick him up, he does that thing where cats get long. He just kind of like gets a little long, and he's just like, oh, wonderful. And the three of you approach Lynette's dorm room. Lynette, what do we see as they're approaching?
How chaotic do I want to make this?
Yes.
You see, yes. As you open the door, who opens the door first, I guess, is my question.
It depends on if Ara puts the Keeper down, I think.
Probably wouldn't chance it.
Because, okay, whoever opens the door
You
would
see
have
a
to...
tiny shoe just kind of, kick the door open from the Keeper.
Okay. Well, in the moment the door swings open, whoever's in the doorway has to duck because you just see something like a toad fly out the door. And you hear like just the panic scream of Lynette inside as apparently more than just the arm malfunction, the OS update actually wasn't really as complete as it was meant to be. And you just see this little like cleanup robot just going on a mini rampage inside the workshop, and Lynette is hid behind like a toppled over workshop, like work table hiding, as it's just throwing stuff at anything and everything that moves.
I love it. Okay. Ara, roll me a blood check here. It's 2d6 plus your blood score.
You just hear Lynette go, wrong update, I used the wrong OS, I didn't complete this one. Oh, this is the murder robot one. Help!
11.
11 is a success. You expertly dodge this, and the tool just goes flying over your shoulder. And also, like a long cat, you see the Keeper kind of just shimmy out from your grip and begin to slink forward. And They reach up and they just boop on the machine, and you see that your robot somehow powers down with the mysterious keeper's powers activating.
Can I say that they beeped its nose?
Yes.
Okay.
Somehow. Just this like perfect timing. They just walk up. They don't even like stretch or anything like that. Just the rampage, the head just wheels down and it goes boop.
Oh, thank you. I definitely had everything under control, but I appreciate the help, Keeper. I
What?
definitely used. I said I appreciate the help.
Oh, I was helping. Have you ever seen one of these before? Holding up a clothespin.
Lynette crawls out from behind the makeshift cover and goes, "No, what is it? That's fascinating. I want to grab it as well and just stare at it with the Keeper." Who? I don't remember making this contraption. Did you make this?
No, I discovered it on the floor.
Interesting. I mean, I wonder what it's for. And starts like opening and closing the clothespin. Like, do you think it's a makeshift screwdriver?
Perhaps
I
it's
don't-
used to organize paper.
Or I'll kind of like lean in. You'll find a whole tub of them in the laundry room.
We have a laundry room?
Sometimes.
Have they not been doing their laundry?
Wait, we have a. I've been burning my clothes and just getting new ones. Are we?
Yes,
Makes
don't you
sense.
know of... I invented the clothing regeneration room.
Regeneration. So that means that the material turns into something else. What does it turn into?
Clothing.
What? Oh, what? Clean clothing?
Yeah, it burns everything to ashes
What
and
is
then rebuilds
exactly
everything.
clean? How would you define clean? Is clean
no.
in a state of being, or is it a...
Okay, we're not
That's a
going
good
into
point
this
if you really
debate
think
again.
about it.
No.
Oh no, okay.
Because then I have to think about if my medical tools are really clean, and I can't afford to burn all of them again, because last time I did that they all melted, so I can't really afford to lose more tools.
Oh, don't do that, then.
Or do I could use the melted metal.
Oh, do you need metal? You should head over to the metal regeneration room.
I forgot you worked on that. You finished that last week, didn't you? Speaking of, how did the whole shower breakfast thing go? I know you were working on was Mark 1 the last time I saw it. Any improvements?
Well, yes and no. I have discovered an issue of... I need to look into soggy breakfast.
As a feature, or is that one of the bugs?
He looks down the bridge of his nose over to Aura.
Definitely a bug.
What is a bug? And then he just begins to kind of ramble on. And after a moment of the keeper distracting you, all of a sudden you hear some panic down the hall. You see stomping over towards you and sliding to a halt is Coral. We see this curvaceous woman with long hair that's been pulled into 2 braids. She is very pale skinned and has dark brown hair and eyes. She is currently wearing what appears to be an apron with very many pockets on it, and she has a very stricken look on her face. She looks to the group of you and says, Oh, I'm so glad that I was able to find you. We have a bit of a situation, and I was hoping to summon you to the mission room as quickly as possible.
Well, I'm done with what I was doing. Kind of looks around at their trash workshop. Yeah, just don't beep that on the nose.
Huh. This violates very many safety regulations.
It's fine. I'm just gonna cover their face. It's fine. It's
I hope you washed your hands. Anyway, please, this is
no.
of dire consequence.
I'm ready to go.
Okay.
She grabs Lynette by the wrist and begins to rush down the hallway, more or less dragging you along. And we see the camera pan out and we head into a very large room. It is mostly mahogany in furniture, and we see these thick tapestries that have been woven expertly, depicting these large battles and enormous feats that are the history of the tower. And there you find Diego. You see this tan man about 5'5". He has this extremely curly and just perfectly coiffed blonde hair, and he has these large blue eyes. And you see that he looks very seriously down at the map table that is in front of him. And as you come in, Coral, the tower mom, or Castellan, holds the door open and ushers all of you in.
Hey, Diego.
Lynette, it's good to see you.
Good to see you too. And as he says this, he gets into the chair and then sits upside down, so his head is just hanging underneath the table.
Mm-hmm. Good. We need your thinking cap on. Visali, it's good to see you.
Oh, you too. And she'll pull out like this little pouch and hand sanitizer and just kind of squirt it into his hands.
Oh,
and
yes.
Walk around and give everyone a little squirt too.
Thank you.
Mom just kind of like, well, mom. Coral gives you a thumbs up.
She is mom.
She is
Yeah,
mom.
she is
Yeah.
mom.
And Diego looks over to Aura. Aura, good for you to be here too. I've just received word that Primrose might be in a situation. You see, we are beginning preparations for the longest day, or Navathem's Day, as you know it, which is symbolically celebrated in honor of the Treaty of the Mind in 382 AE. This is, as citizens of Sonnet, essentially the holiday where all three kingdoms came together and formed this treaty. It's a pretty big deal, and, Primrose is Corellian, not from Sonnet, and they had gone off to sea to the Coraline Arcanum shipment. We use the Coraline Arcanum for our lantern making competitions for the festival. It is deeply traditional, and we haven't heard back from her. She was over in the dock district, overlooking the skyships. And you see Diego reach into the folds of his robes, and he pulls out a locket. You know that Diego, being the head tower master, has a deep connection with the regent, basically the second in command here at the tower. And they both wear one of these necklaces, and they are known as heartstones. According to the heartstone, Primrose seems to be fine, not in a state of panic, in good health. So, I'm hoping that you can go investigate for me. If something happens to Primrose, that could be quite dire. You know that the other teams are out and about, trying to protect the city and help out the people as we're gearing up for the festival. I'm so sorry to cut your vacations and relaxation time short, but could you look into this for me?
At once?
Mm-hmm.
It might be the perfect chance for me to test out some of the inventions I've been working on. Most of them aren't explosive, so it should be good in public.
On the right OS, right?
I should probably check.
I think it would behoove you to take this with you. Who would like to be responsible for this priceless artifact that is meant only for the head tower master? But
or kind of like reaches like above.
Aura, please take this.
Yeah, like
Feet
You are handed over the heartstone, and you feel it warm and pulsing in your hand. There is something sweet in the connection. You almost feel the empathy and reverence that the two individuals share. And as you kind of close your hand around it, it pulses with an even beat, and you don't get a sense of panic from them. You get a sense of... Actually, let's do a roll here. Let's see. Let us roll... We'll do will here. Your intuition of magical artifacts. So roll me 2d6 plus will.
Everyone?
Oh yeah, we'll do everyone as you're all kind of like looking over at this.
Ooh, and
6.
then you add the will that we have on our stats.
Yes.
Okay, so that would be 12. I can do
12.
math.
Awesome.
Leave me alone.
Mine
12
is
a
a.
success.
It's will, right?
Will.
Okay, 7.
7. Okay, that's a partial success. And what did you get, Ara?
A 6.
6. Okay, that is a partial success. So as Lynette and Ara look over this, it's really cool. There are very few magical items that still exist. Magic is very rare and it's very difficult to control. There are mages that live in the tower, you know, or hypothesize that the keeper is probably a mage as well. But having an actual ancient artifact in your hand and so close to you is pretty breathtaking. Visali, you're able to hone in on the magic of this item, and you're able to get the sense that Primrose might be asleep from how softly rhythmic this beating is.
How connected is this thing? Because I think she's sleeping, so hopefully we can be very gentle with this and not alert her or wake her up. I don't know how this works, but I'm assuming it's okay. But I think she's doing okay. She seems she's resting, which is very important.
Yes, you will not be able to communicate through the device other than if Primrose decides to check it, they will be able to feel your vitals, I suppose, your emotions, but beyond that, you unfortunately can't talk through it.
I wonder if I can mimic that with an
I was
metal
just
work.
thinking that would be fantastic for medical procedures. Lynette, we should definitely reconvene after this mission, but that would be a fantastic project.
Yes, I already have some ideas. And I'll make sure they're on the right OS this time.
Yes. Healthbot system, not killbot system.
They're oddly very similar, coding-wise. But yes. I mean, both need to know the vitals of whoever they're working on.
That is true. Visali just like anxiously like wrings her apron just to like, oh god.
All right, you have your mission. Now, please, of course, as always, with any of your missions, take what you need. The armory is yours. And with that, I think we have this like really cool montage that's really like hard hitting, a little bit of rock music in the background as we're kind of cutting to the various loadout screens. So to kind of break into the mechanics of the game here, we essentially have every session is broken into 3 parts. We have the prep part, the investigation, and the mission. So as we are entering the prep part, we determine what the mission is, we can resolve threads or make connections, and we can start or continue to resolve projects. So we essentially prepare to make our way further into the mission here. What would you like to do in preparation as we all go, ready, break? And you can kind of like just describe to me what this looks like, what kind of stuff that you want to bring. We'll start an investigation. Normally with our missions, we try to gather information before committing to actually pursuing something. So you'll have another opportunity to ready your loadout, so to speak. But what would you like to do to prepare? And we'll start off with Drac, because I like picking on you. Oh, you're muted.
Dang it, I'm muted. I'm gonna get my tools and stuff, of course. And I want to build something, but I kind of want to investigate first to know what I want to build.
Okay. Yeah, we can definitely do that. You can also try to like resolve threads and make connections if you want to seek out any NPCs that you know work at the tower or resolve anything between the PCs before you head out.
Okay. I am gonna need to think on it because I don't think I have anything at the moment other than actually like the building part.
Yeah, and the prep phase doesn't have to be like overly detailed. Like you will have a chance to actually prepare a loadout.
Okay.
Ara, is there anything that you wanted to do while you're all still in the tower before you go investigate?
Or be probably accumulating practical items that they would need. Make sure that there's rope, snacks, raincoat, umbrella, extra pair of boots, various weapons if they need them. Just like kind of like making sure all the basics are covered because she knows the others are gonna have very specific things.
Okay, very good. I like it. And what about Visali?
Yeah, she's just gathering all of the prepared salves that she knows works. She has like a little bag that she's putting all that into. She's coaxed Mr. Meowsers from out under the bed, and she's taken those bandages off and rolled them up into her bag as well, and left him a little bowl of water because he just needs that to keep operating. So, I think that's all she's doing. Oh, and teaming her hair, kind of.
I think you get a thankful little just like this puff of steam before.
I love it.
she still gets jump scared from it. She's oh, and like awkwardly pets it.
It's definitely like the water is definitely like a mixture of it just being more realistic, but also it definitely has a liquid cooling system.
Yeah.
And you just refill it. It's just water.
Oh, I love it.
Awesome. So the group of you begin to head out, and essentially you only really have one lead, which is the docks for the sky ships. As the group of you are making your way through Fairbreen, you see that there are a great many people that are out preparing for the festival as well. You see that there are large gatherings of people that are building these various lanterns. You know that Navathem's day is a day where it's the longest night of the year, essentially. And to kind of commemorate that, people build these beautiful lanterns, and when they're infused with the bright blue light of Coraline Arcanum, they have this wash of color that lasts for days and days. It's very symbolic of what the world has gone through in the ages of chaos, and there is great mirth that you walk past. You see children running with streamers in their hair and bubbles trailing after them. You see that there are stalls that carry great numbers of food and various beverages. There are people who are sipping on wine and enjoying the festivities as they're beginning to rile up. And when you make your way towards the docks, you see that there are a number of sky ships, these large, elaborate, gilded boats that are just slowly flowing through the air. And you know that these are all operated through steampunk technology. Some of them do have access to magic, but most of the magic tends to be the portals that people use to move between the various cities. As you're heading over towards the docks, can I get a check from everybody? We're going to use Crown here.
Ooh, okay. I should be good at that, but 7 is just a 9 again.
9 is a partial success.
Oh no. I think that is a 4.
4. That's
Also
a
a 4.
failure. Okay, also
no.
failure. So with this game, like any the Apocalypse game, whenever you fail, you mark experience. This is a one-shot, so it kind of doesn't matter, but maybe it will. Maybe if you fail enough times, you'll level up before the end of the
Yes.
session.
Oh, God. Imagine. Oh, no.
So mark 1 XP for those who failed. Tell me why you are distracted and you don't catch this very important plot-driven thing. What's on your mind, Visali? What's got your eye?
We were not on the ships yet, right? We were just below
kind
them.
of like walking through and then ending at the docks.
Okay. She suddenly realized her fear of heights. So now she is quaking in her boots thinking about, how do people go up on those ships? It is terrifying.
Oh. What about Ara?
I imagine Ara kind of like senses the nervousness and is just kind of like trying to be like a comforting presence, but doesn't quite know what to say. So they're just kind of like patting gently on the shoulder.
Oh, I love that so much. Lynette, you're not worried about any of that. As you're focusing on what is ahead of you, you notice that there's something weird about one of the boats that's docked further down the line. You can see that there are a number of guards that are trying to cordon off the area, and they're trying to quiet a group of individuals that are trying to be a little nosy and that are trying to investigate. And they're like, stand aside, this is official Fairbreen business, and move along, please help yourself to the festival.
I turn to Visali and Aura and just go, hey, I think this is the way there seems to be cordoning off an area. You seem awfully green, Visali. Are you okay? Is everything good? Uh-huh. Or are you just really fascinated by the incredible craftsmanship of the ships? Because I'll be honest, it is very distracting. It is amazing.
It's very shiny.
Did you know they can go up to... That's probably just low. It can go up to maybe 2 or 3 times that height. It's incredible, honestly. And have you seen how fast they go? It's amazing.
She's holding onto her back, like her knuckles are white, and you can just see she's just like she's like, oh, is that right?
Yeah, and I guess there is every so often some intense turbulence. There have been a few aircraft crashes recently, but I think it's mostly because of the odd weather that's been happening around it. Sorry, we're on a mission. Sorry, I'll talk about this with you later. It's honestly just a fascination of artificery. I can even show you some of the projects I've been working on. I actually worked on some of the ships up there. That model over there, and I'm just gonna keep just keep going on, despite saying I wouldn't. As we walk towards these guards.
Stand aside. Please move on with your business.
Oh, we're with the tower.
The tower. Oh. You see this guard, a portly man who's about 5'11", kind of looms over and looks you over. Let me see some identification.
I just turn around and look at Aura.
Here's both of ours.
Ah, yes. This is the insignia. You must be here to investigate what happened.
Yes. Investigate.
You say it like something very specific happened. What has happened?
See him looking around, and he lifts the cordon and says, "Come along, quickly."
Okay.
Okay.
And he snaps it closed behind you, and he begins to usher you closer. As you're closing distance, it becomes very apparent that something terrible has happened here. You see one of the ships that had docked appears to have been broken in half, which is a feat of itself, because these things go through like time and space and magic and stuff, right? It appears as if someone has folded it, and in the center is this dark portal. It is swirling and it looks like an abyss. As you look through it, it's almost as if someone had taken the night sky, cut it out, and slapped it right in front of you.
So, you know those like little squishy toys that people use to like get blood pressure and stuff? Visali now has that in her hand and is using it as a stress toy.
Yes, it is very
chaos.
stressing, Visali. This beautiful craft.
Yeah, that.
What? He looks at the boat. He's like, do you not see the chaos? The magic right there.
Oh, yes, the magic. Yeah, sorry. Yes. Odd.
You would
Do you have any-
know that generally magic in random places is bad.
I think Lynette knows that, but Lynette, anything that's not tech related, Lynette is so underwhelming. Like, their reaction is always so underwhelming. Just like, yeah, it's odd.
Um,
Do you know what may have happened? How did that come to be?
well, according to the log, this ship carried a bunch of Corallium Arcanum, Coraline Arcanum, and I'm not quite sure what happened here. I just started my shift, but that looks dangerous. And it is very good that agents of the tower are here. We don't want any mass panic, you know what I mean? The festival's just about to start in a few days.
Yes. If anyone else saw that this ship was destroyed, they'd probably panic as well. It would be terrible for them to find out.
Visalli's still squishing the toy.
Stuart, can you move the cordon back another 50 yards? Just keep... Very good point.
Would we be able to get a copy of the manifest?
Yes. Copy
just have that
machines
one?
exist now.
Or I can just be like, oh yeah, we can just make one real quick. I've been working on one anyway. I was gonna tweak it a bit, make it easier to mass produce so we can give it out to the public. But if we need it for this investigation, I can throw it together real quick.
I was just... Or it was bringing out a notebook. I was like, I could have just wrote it.
That's boring.
down.
No. Lynette just pushes the hand away.
Here you go. Don't lose it. It's the official copy. I should. It's all right. This is
Thank
Tower
you.
of Business. Yes, okay.
Time
Wait,
to
should you be
investigate.
the one taking it when they're the one that was holding your license?
Yeah,
I just
good
hand it
point.
over.
Well, I'll let the other guards know that you have free access to the area, but please keep this on the down low.
Of course.
I'll leave you to your work. If you need me, my name is Adam.
Hi Adam, I'm Lynn or Lynette. Either works.
Hi. He just turns and he leaves.
Seem nice.
Dedicated to his job. I think he's busy.
Speaking of job, I'm going to check out this ship. I mean,
Yes.
the whole, not the craftsmanship of this beautiful vessel.
We're walking this way. Yes.
This way, yes. Okay.
Oh, carefully.
All right. We can use a general move here if y'all want. There's one called Bring to Light, where essentially you begin to piece some of the puzzle pieces together to get information. This is a crown move. Who wants to make this roll?
I'll be down to make it.
Okay.
I got a +2 in crown.
Ooh, okay.
Roll me crown, please.
Okay. Ah, damn it. So that's a 8.
Okay.
+2.
8 is a partial success. You learn something about the target, but now realize that knowing this comes at a risk. Choose one of the following. You learn something that has not been known for a long time. More people knowing this may shatter what is presently defined as normal. 2, you learn that there's a major falsehood that has been standing in your way to completely revealing the truth, and dealing with it may be beyond your means. And 3, learn that there are others after this truth. They may have found out that you've uncovered it.
Oh. I kind of like the idea of they found out that I've uncovered it. So the last one, you learn that I was after this truth. They may have found out that you've uncovered it. Yeah.
Okay. So I think what this looks like is, as you're kind of investigating what this portal is, you can of course veto this if you like. I like to think that you stick your head through the portal to see what's on the other
100%.
side.
I like just walk around it looking at it, And I turn around to see if Aura's watching me, and when I see that she isn't, I just stick my head through.
As soon as her gaze looks at the manifest, you're like, there's my chance.
Yeah.
Fantastic. As you peek your head through, you see something completely different. You see a world that is broken in very many pieces. It's almost as if a shadow of this realm itself. You can see what looks like the remnants of Fairbreen. You can see that there are skyships that have been torn in half. You can see cobblestone broken, buildings fallen. It is an empty world. And the most striking thing about it is that everything seems to be made out of darkness and stars. It's almost as if someone has taken the fabric of space and bent it into various shapes. You don't see any textures of anything, just shadows upon shadows. And as you're looking, you can see that there is a dark cutout of some kind of humanoid creature. It turns, it looks at you, and you pull your head out. You have been seen.
There's an audible eep, and then I pull my head through and just turn around and so hypothetically, let's say I had stuck my head through this portal, hypothetically, and I saw... We're talking hypotheticals here. It's all theoretical, hypothetical, metaphorical, you know, it's nothing literal yet. But let's say I did, and I saw a broken, shattered world entirely made out of stars and darkness, and a shadowy figure saw me doing it. What would we do in that situation, hypothetically?
Not panic.
Okay. Hypothetically, I'm not panicking.
And hypothetically, I'm not taking your vitals to make sure you didn't contract some sort of weird outer space virus. And she's just like taking Lynette's temperature and everything.
I love this. Roll me. Okay, would you say that Visali is more of like a book learned kind of medic or more of like a trust your gut kind of medic?
Probably trust your gut, because sometimes, you know, some symptoms don't really lead to like a sure cause, but you gotta trust that there is something wrong.
I love it. Please give me a will check here.
Okay, is that another 2d6?
Yes, please.
Okay. And then a will. Ooh. Okay, so that is gonna be 9.
9. Okay, that's a partial success. So you look over Lynette and you can see that Lynette's definitely in one piece, but you notice that they are very cold to the touch. Like uncomfortably cold. Like just their head specifically. And you get the sense that perhaps there's a significant temperature drop on the other side, so that might be something you need to prepare for.
She pulls out a pair of earmuffs and puts them on Lynette.
Oh.
Your head's a little cold. Was it cold over there? You're just
it's pretty
freezing.
cold. It's fine. I'll be fine. But I like these earmuffs. Thank you.
Okay.
I could probably...
So not a hypothetical.
Oh, it is Okay, yes, I stuck my head through.
Okay. Not panic. Not panic.
Now we're gonna literally not panic instead of hypothetically. But yes, whoever's on the other side saw me.
Like,
I have no idea what to do.
Like, you locked eyes. Like maybe he was looking for his friend behind.
I don't think
you
it had
or something?
eyes.
Oh, that's good.
I mean, do you want to check?
No, I'm okay.
I can go back to check. I could check. No?
No. Don't do that. She's just, trying to keep Lynette from
No,
going back in.
you don't want me to? Okay. Well, I think one of the first things we're going to have to do is create some kind of heat source for when we do eventually go in there, because I imagine that's where... Are we not going in there? I thought that's the only way to figure out what's going on, right? There's a whole other world in there. I imagine that's where we're meant to go.
I thought we meant to close
Primrose
it.
is. Oh, we're looking for Primrose, aren't we?
Well, yes.
Do you think she's in there?
I mean...
I hope not.
It's just as likely to be in there as anywhere else, I suppose.
I guess it is a place. Is the heart doing anything weird right now?
Or we'll kind of like take it out of her pocket and like hold it between the three of us.
As you do, it seems unchanged. However, I will say that you are all very intimately aware of the very people that live in your tower. You have formed great friendships with them over time. Some a little stronger than others. Dr. Kittleson is kind of, you know. But with Primrose, you know that she loves rules. She loves to run things from the shadows and is not necessarily one that is for the limelight. So I imagine there's been a lot of small moments with Primrose, and you've gotten to learn who they are. You know that Primrose would not run away. And you kind of imagine in a situation like this, they would probably investigate.
Yeah, I think it's almost certain she's in there.
I think you're right.
Aura's gonna look over the manifest. So Primrose is under my shadow category. So Aura would have kind of like been kind of like close, or at least familiar with like notes and stuff like that, and might be familiar with like what she would have been picking up for the festival, and see if there's anything like that just seems out of place on the manifest.
Okay. As you're looking at it, you know that Primrose is Corellian, and you know that these Arcanum are from Coraline, and very likely, if something went wrong, Primrose would take it personally and want to deal with it themselves instead of delaying and going through the red tape and going through procedure. Looking at the log itself, it seems to be a massive amount of Coraline Arcanum. You know that Coraline Arcanum is a very important substance because it has the ability of, when people touch it, it can infuse them with magic. Sometimes temporarily, in certain cases, maybe even permanently. And that's one of the reasons why it's used for these lantern making competitions, because it adds a literal magical effect to the lanterns. So it's a very valuable cargo. Now, as you're looking at the ship, it looks empty now.
Would Aura know if the individual shipments, if the elements can be fused together to make a big magical effect?
Go ahead and roll me crown here.
Oh no.
Let's see what you can remember.
3.
Okay. I will say that you know that Coraline Arcanum is kind of on the rare side and it is a restricted substance. So you personally have not had deep investigation of this. Mark your experience. We get stronger with our failure.
Yep. Or just kind of looking at this and kind of poses the question, you know more about the magic. Can they just make a big ball like this if they smush it together?
Roll me crown.
Me? Okay.
Yeah, both of you. Yeah, Vasali as well. As the question is posed out loud.
That is a 7.
Okay, that's a partial success.
This is crown?
Yes, please.
Getting so many partials, damn.
I know, don't even get XP for that.
9.
Okay, that's also a partial success. So kind of the same thing. It's a restricted substance. You might have worked with it before. I think, Vasali, you've definitely used it in some stronger batches of healing potions and particular substances for strong diseases and things that are terrifying. Lynette, you've definitely had your hands on... I think you've probably stolen it or broken it into something.
I imagine I was actually waiting for the shipment because I was going to sneak a few bits out, just throw into some contraptions I've been working on.
Mm-hmm. Both of you know the effects of it in small doses, and you know a little bit goes a long way. So an entire ship going missing, that's pretty bad. You don't know if like maybe it can be used to supercharge, but whatever it is going to be really bad.
Oh dear, this is gonna be bad. This might be worse than the Murder Robot OS. I don't know if it can make an entire. I mean, I feel like making a portal might actually be small tries with the things it could do, especially a whole shipment worth, right, Vasali?
Mm-hmm. I've only worked with a little bit, but I can only imagine what a whole shipload could do.
Yeah. Okay. First things first. Primrose is missing. But who else was on the ship? Was there anyone else that manned the ship that might be on the other side of this? Because we need to take them into account. We might need to save more than just one.
Ara, you look at the manifest and you can see that there was a crew of 4.
She'll go track down Adam to see where that 4 are.
Oh, sure, making some progress. I don't remember the voice I used for this guy, but yeah, not a single person stepped off that ship. We were not able to find anyone.
Oh. Interesting.
Is it?
Yes. Very.
Okay.
Has there been any, like, gossip around?
Oh, we've been keeping
Darkness?
everyone far away from this. We don't want anyone to see it.
No, amongst ourselves.
Oh, well, there was a story once about an evil king who lived inside of a portal. That's about all I know.
Vasali nudges Lynette. Is that the guy?
Oh, I don't know. They just had no eyes and were just shadows. I didn't really catch like a crown or anything.
Okay. That's awful.
It was terrifying, but also very interesting. There were no textures. I could only tell things from the shapes.
Are we sure you want to go in there? And like this is like loud whispering, like it's not really bad. Like we're not actually whispering.
Or it just kind of like steps like in front of them, kind of like.
You see Adam kind of like leaning. Oh, if there's anything I can do, you just let me know.
Yeah, thanks. Did you know any of the crew?
Nope. They're
Just
all
from out of town.
Yeah, they're from Coraline.
I think we should get back to the tower so we can start preparing.
Keeper might know more about that kind of stuff.
Yes, that's actually a good point. And a keeper would also be devastated to know about such a beautiful ship being destroyed.
Is there anything anyone wants to do in this location before we hard cut to the tower?
Yes.
Okay.
When Aura's not looking and Vasali's not looking, I would like to stick my arm into the portal again and just grab anything I can and pull it out. This is like you said, it was like it's almost like a wrecked was it fair home? Just like pieces of debris flying around. I just want to grab one of these like interstellar pieces and pull it through the portal.
Oh my God.
I need a sample for what I'm going to be creating. Okay?
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense.
I need the control.
It is smart.
Okay, roll me a blood check.
Oh no, that's literally my worst stat. Okay. Oh, okay. 8. Okay, that's an 8. That's a flat 8.
Flat 8. Okay, that's a partial success. So you do manage to close your hand around something. You yank it back. But I'm gonna say that it did hurt you. As you kind of like you stick your hand through the portal, you're reaching around, you feel something slice at you, and as you pull it back out, you see that you've suffered a wound, and I get to explain the harm and armor of this game here on page 124. Okay, so getting hurt is no joke. When you're out on missions, getting hurt is unavoidable. The way that this game works is there are levels of harm instead of HP. And essentially, there are 5 different levels of pain. But when you get past that level of 5th pain, it actually circles around and it stacks. So it just gets progressively worse and worse and worse.
Oh my god.
So with a level 1 injury here, Lynette, you have a cut on your arm and you will roll at disadvantage, which means whenever you roll twice and you take the lower number.
Oh, great. Okay.
Oh, no.
Oh, wait, okay. I look like I can see that her braids are very long, like her hair's very long, as in one like big braid. She's gonna like just very awkwardly wrap her arm.
Oh my
in her hair.
Oh my god.
But in your hand, you do have what looks like it's a piece of rock, but the rock maintains that texture. It's almost like you're holding that, like, what's it called? The Vista Black? The
Yeah.
Vanta Black.
Vanta Black.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's like you're holding Vanta Black and there are little stars moving around inside of it.
Ooh.
It's really cool. And it's very cold.
Ooh, okay. Okay. I'm just gonna wrap, like, hold it. They just hold it in their shirt, like just put in their shirt, just hold it, and then just kind of follow after Visalia and Aura.
Your
Without
tummy
even
gets so
mentioning it.
cold. All right. So we hard cut to. What? What do you mean the ship was broken in half at the docks?
It was terrible.
Explain
Honestly, I
yourself.
would have cried, but apparently we have to keep on a download so other people don't panic, which I understand because I think the public would very much panic after seeing such a beautiful ship shattered. I hope I
And
get
a
to work on it.
portal
this weekend.
there.
Oh,
And
Yeah.
and people potentially inside it.
I forgot
Oh.
about that.
That's
Yeah.
no good.
Look what I found. I'm just gonna hold up
Where
my
did you
shirt.
find that?
Did you?
Hypothetically,
That's not hypothetical. That's actual evidence.
Curious. May I see this, Lynette?
yes, here you go, and I'll
You
hand it
see
over. It's
the
very
key-
cold.
Oh, it's very
When
cold.
did When did you get that?
No, I think
When you were staring, never,
You see, he's just like in the background, like licking it.
Don't lick it too much. I got my tongue stuck in it nearly on the way here.
Oh. He just kind of like polishes it with his robe. I've never seen anything
you were
like
distracted.
this.
Me neither. There's a whole world like that. I figured I'd take one as a sample and a control when I work on some things. I'm gonna try and see if I can create some kind of weapon that can specifically target these kind of material or matter. So I imagine there might be especially effective against us. So I need a control. Also, it looks really pretty, and I might hang up a piece in my room.
That's probably a bad idea, but you can do whatever you like because Mom's not here.
Don't tell Mom.
I promise nothing. And he just kind of like walks away. Okay, so we're going to close up the prep. But as we do, work on something special here, Lynette, with this material.
Yes.
Give me a crown roll, please. And while Lynette's doing that, is there anything that you want to do specifically, like role-playing wise, Visali or Ara?
Sully will probably try to work on some like heat potions, like stuff that'll keep us warm in that space, I guess. So she's like
Mhm.
trying to make like long-lasting teas or something. Yeah, so she's probably just experimenting with like stuff like that.
Okay, go ahead and work on something special for me. Roll me crown as well. And Ara.
Wait. Sorry to interrupt. I just want to ask.
Yeah.
How many? So we all have a skill. We can
Mhm.
use that once per game, right?
I believe you can use it whenever you like. Let me double check on that. Because the way that the moves work in the game, you have your general moves that everyone shares, you have the conflict rule moves that are used in combat, and you each have your own skill. When you create a character, you start with 1. Let's see. I believe you can use it as many times as you want.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I want to use my skill for this then. Hand of the Creator. You know how to make something out of nothing. It doesn't take as much time as it would for others. As long as you have the tools, you may adjust your dice pool by -1 or +1 for your work on something special roll to create what you need. So I'm going to bump my dice pool up to 3d6. And since I'm rolling at disadvantage, I take the low of the 2, so hopefully I won't overdo it, is my plan.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh boy, that's really bad. Okay, so 6. 6 plus 2, that'd be an 8.
Okay, 8. And then, Visali, what did you roll on yours?
Oh, I was a 6.
Okay. Ara, is there anything that you wanted to do here?
They would be going to Primrose's office and just kind of seeing if there's any. She's not book smart, but she can take notes, so she's just trying to find anything that might link to anything about what she was picking up.
Yeah, roll me a bring to light. So roll me crown as well, please. Oh no.
Another experience for me.
Oh no.
I got a 3.
A 3. Okay. That might still give you something since we're doing general moves here. So we'll start with Lynette. You rolled an 8. An 8 is, despite your best efforts, you didn't make as much headway as you could have at this time. Fill in 1 segment on the clock. Okay. So I think what happens here is you are able to divine some information from this material, but I don't think you can weaponize it or utilize it the way you were hoping. So with this material, you are able to get the sense that this world, if it's made out of this material, as well as possibly the creatures being similar, that this is a supernatural substance. You gain information about a tag on the creatures in this realm, and the tag is supernatural. This enemy can only be affected by certain types of metal, i.e. silver or iron. So you learn that you will need silver to effectively hurt anything here. With the 6, that is a partial success. Despite your best efforts, you didn't make as much headway as you could have at this time. So I'm going to say that you make 2 heat potions.
Okay.
Instead of 3.
Okay, 2.
All right. With Ara, we bring to light. Where are you? Okay. What was your roll again?
3.
3. You're stumped. You learn one thing about whatever it is you're trying to analyze, but you're aware that the picture is incomplete. You just don't know what you're missing. Okay. As you're looking at the correspondence and the various items in Primrose's office, you see that Primrose keeps everything really organized, and that is very helpful in its own way. You find that the latest objects that Primrose had likely manipulated are a stack of letters, and also Primrose has a diary next to the letters. I'll let you pick one.
I think if it was a normal situation, she'd go for the letters. But I think since it's a really weird situation, she's going to go for the diary.
Okay. You flip to the latest entry and you read that Primrose details that they are extremely excited about this festival that's coming up, that one of the people on the ship is likely their family member from the way they word it. So you get the sense that Primrose has a strong relationship with one of the crew members, but it's really impossible to tell exactly the nuances of it from the way that they write it out. Okay. So as the group reconvenes here, we're going to move on into the next stage, which is going to be the investigation stage before we head off into our mission. But before we do that, we're going to take our break. So we'll be back in about 5 minutes. Please join us in doing some stretching, grabbing some water, maybe a snack, pet your kitties, and we'll be right back. I just want to give another real quick shout out to the developers of this game. All of the art that you see here on the screen is in the book. The devs were very kind to share the art assets, which is why it looks super pretty. All of this art is in the book. This is also a really cool book. Both of the writers are from the Philippines, and I believe like 90% of the artists of the book are also POC, so you should buy it. Okay. Anyway, so as the group of you are finishing up your loadouts and getting everything together, we see the group of you making your way over to the quartermaster, and as you are looking through the various objects and putting them on, strapping your buckles and pulling on your boots, Coral, Tower Mom, is kind of fussing over each one of you and making sure that you have everything in stock. What do you look like, Lynette, as you are entering the loadout stage? So let me explain a little bit about how loadout works. So when we get ready for our missions in this game system, you get to choose what your loadout is going to be. And essentially, it kind of hard locks you into what it looks like going into a mission. So for example, the subtle loadout is going to be very stealth oriented, very light. You'll have high mobility, and detection will be a lot harder. But you also have a lower armor rating, so you shouldn't try to avoid getting hit because it won't be able to take the brunt of it. Then we also have moderate and also heavy. And heavy is like, you know, full body armor, like masks and everything. So which level of loadout would you like to take?
Lynette is definitely going with heavy. The heavy loadout. They have everything. So like, I think the tower has like not only like the standard armor for everyone to like put on and try out, but also like they have people who make like customized armor for everyone. Lynette declined every single time. They were asked to like get their measurements for custom armor and made their own. And it's very much like a mixture of full plates, like armor, nice armor, plus like the first prototype of Iron Man's iron suit. It's just very big and very bulky. Like it adds like a good like foot to the net's height in general. So like they did like they're mostly metal at this point. As they're kind of like very awkwardly kind of trying to walk around. And everything else on them is like tools and equipment for on the go tinkering and building.
So you do get creative liberty here of like describing what you have. It's very like loose inventory system. Okay. So like, what does your weapon look like? It can look like whatever you want.
So I think, especially after learning about this material and what the tag is in this case, that is supernatural and can only be affected by silver, I think they have like a blade that has been like coated in silver, so it's like still made of like steel, but then on the around it is silver, a silver finish. Just because Lynette knows that silver is a terrible item to use for an actual weapon, but coating, like putting a finish on it, which should still have the same results. But yeah, so they have a blade that is attached to this like massive suit, kind of almost comes out of his arm, like very much like almost like Wolverine's blades, where they make a fist and it shoots out from the top of their fist.
I have an important question.
Yes.
Did you tell everyone else that they should bring silver?
I think, in fact, no, I don't think I did, but I think like before everyone came to get their equipment, I already coated all of their equipment in silver. Like I just tinker with everyone's stuff without asking. So like everyone comes and goes, why my sword wasn't silver last time? And you just see like, just in the same way you've seen Lynette slink away at the same moment. So you're like, okay, it's probably Lynette. But yeah, no, Lynette doesn't say anything yet. He just does it.
I love it. Okay. What about Ara? What level of loadout do you want? Subtle, moderate, or heavy?
Oh, full on tank.
Yeah.
She was an intimidating figure before, above 6 feet and very muscular. She's added quite a lot to her bulk, I imagine. She's utterly terrifying at this point.
I like it. Picasso. What does your weapon look like?
I imagine now it's a silver-plated sword, kind of like Witcher style.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Awesome. And what about Visali?
I think she's only moderate because she's decided to like not take the heat potions, so she's just bundled up. So her gloves, she has like because her hands get cold and she needs to use her hands for mixing potions and stuff, but she has medical gloves over them, so like they're a size too big, so she's a little bit clumsy. And I guess her weapon.
Are you? Oh God! Are you wearing like the equivalent of like snow gloves and then like surgical gloves on top of them?
Yeah. So I can still stay. Clean and everything for everything that I need, right? And she has like other gloves on her, so it's like she had to like order an extra size. She's got like her little earmuffs on, like sweaters, the layers. And I guess her weapon would be like her little scalpel, which she is noticing is a lot shinier than it was before.
Oh my God, I love this so much. Okay.
Before we go, I actually want to add another thing to my loadout. Oh, well, at least the description of my loadout.
Yeah.
I think Vasali would see this just for the roleplay purposes. So you see, like I said, Lynette's in this like equivalent of the first mark of the Iron Man suit, like very bulky, very much not like dynamic or dexterous at all, but can take a few hits. And like you see them like crouch down and open up the chest cavity in their suit, and they start making like and then you see Mr. Meows's kind of robot, the little animatronic run, just pouncing, like just bounding down the hallways into the room, and then jumps into the chest cavity of my suit, and then I close it up.
Yes.
And yeah, that might become relevant soon.
I love
but
that.
We'll see.
So Visali noticed this, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Definitely didn't hide it. I mean, it'd be impossible to hide because, like I said, Lynette is like Iron Giant right now.
I love it. Okay, so Visali, with moderate loadout, you are able to deflect 3 levels of harm. So that will be your armor. And for both Lynette and Ara, you are a heavy loadout, so you have 5 levels of harm. So essentially, when you are given harm levels, you first take off from your armor, and then you will begin to accrue the levels of harm, where you get into different stages of messed up. And we're going to go ahead and say that there was a moment, Lynette, where you sought some help, and your injury is now taken care of. So we'll reset that. But as the group of you begin to make your way back towards the docks, people are looking at you. The heavy armor is noticeable.
Yeah, or it's basically the mountain.
Lynette is like waving at people, being like, "Hey, Miss Ventru, how was the automobile fixed for you? Is that still working? I can come back next week to check if you need any tune-ups."
It's tip-top shape, Lynette. Thank you so much.
You're very
You
welcome.
should still come over for some biscuits.
Oh, I would love to. I need to work. Need to show you a new contraption. I actually worked on a portable oven that we can make biscuits in. We can test it out. It may be explosive, so you might want to clear out the room first. But I'm on business, so I can't talk right now. Okay, bye.
Okay, I'll have my grandson take care of the furniture. The biscuits will be lizard-shaped. And she just kind of hobbles away. Fantastic. Yeah, you draw the attention of literally everyone that you pass by. And as you're coming up to the line here, Adam looks at you and says, I think people are now aware that there's an investigation of some kind happening here.
Really? It's very muffled coming out like that helmet.
It's like echoey.
Very echoey, yeah.
Well,
I thought we were being rather subtle.
well, I'm a master of charismatic art, so don't you worry. I will ease the worries of the citizens. Come on in. Opens the cordon.
I cannot bend over to get under the cordon, so I just walk through it.
He's like, right, stop it. So you approach the ship, and you see that the portal. Hold on. Can I get crown checks from everybody?
Okay.
Why give things away for free? Roll your dice.
Damn, partial success, an 8. I'm
8. Okay.
just partial.
9.
9's a partial success.
Okay.
No,
Mark
mate, you
XP?
didn't. Oh my god.
Wow. Well, hey.
3 again.
You might level up in this one shot.
Yeah.
How many do I need?
That's a great question. Hold on.
I'm at 4.
Where's my PDF? XP?
We really didn't expect anyone to fail this much, so we didn't bring it up.
Probably like 5 or 7, somewhere around there. That
Yeah.
seems right. Okay, so as the group of you approach, maybe the portal's a little bigger. You're not sure.
You just see I mean, you can't really see much of Lynette's face because of the helmet, but like through it, I think there's like there's a transparent visor. You can see the eyes, and you just see Lynette like tilt their head and then close one eye, and, open it and close the other, and just goes, "Is it me or did the portal get bigger?" Kind of like using the arm as a wingspan to test it out.
It's hard to tell.
And like, or in like her helmet is like, I can't see a thing.
Yeah, Vasili's too busy admiring Aura's whole loadout and everything. She's just like,
I have no peripheral vision. I don't
That's like
notice.
she knows this is the one time she can get to like admire her.
I love that. You stand before the portal. It is dark and deep. What do you do? Agents of the tower.
Do we have rope? I feel like if we're gonna go in there, maybe we should have rope.
Definitely
or
brought rope.
something. Okay, good. So that we can always have a way to go back out, right?
Lynette just walked in. While they were talking, Lynette just walked in without.
Oh no!
Just
think-
see a whoop. Gone.
I think like, or was kind of like attaching one end, and then it's like, well, I've got 2, so she just like tosses one in, like after Lynette. Like, they'll get it.
Just all right. Well, I prepared a gift for both of y'all, but here she gives Aura the heat potion, and I guess.
Ooh, what does it look like?
Ooh, okay. So she didn't have any. Vasali didn't have any extra like containers, so she borrowed two of Lynette's light bulbs and poured the concoction in there, and it's red and it's bubbly, and it tastes a little bit like cranberry juice and also hibiscus.
The
So it's
fact that
like
you said cranberry juice, I love cranberry juice. I feel like no one appreciates it.
I love cranberry
juice is
I
juice.
love
Good.
cranberry juice.
it's delicious.
I get made fun of. People say I'm old for drinking cranberry juice.
It's tart, and
Cranberry
sweet and
juice with some
delicious.
orange juice mixed in the morning. Also tasty.
Oh, it's so
Sounds
good.
good. Well, yes, it
Thank
is
you, Rob.
cranberry juice flavored. And yeah, like inside inside the light bulb, you see like little bubbles, but it's like not unpleasant to the touch. It's just warm.
All right, do you drink it right away?
Do you know how long this lasts for?
Hey, DM, how long does it last for?
We'll say 30 minutes.
30 minutes? Okay. 30 minutes. I didn't really get enough time to fully experiment, but yeah, it should keep us warm, especially the deeper we go in, I think.
I'll pocket it for now, just in case.
Okay.
You
You
might
know
need
what?
it.
Maybe it's good that I hold on to Lynette's.
Yeah.
You know what? Yeah, okay.
Who goes next?
Or would be the last to go in.
Okay. All right. I'll grab the rope and hold it and walk in.
Okay. Noom. And Ara, is there anything you want to do before you head in?
She would just like make sure the ropes are like anchored to like something before going in, kind of making sure all the guidelines are affixed.
Yeah, there is a very sturdy lamppost that is made out of gears and steam. Somehow the steam is colored and has a property of light to it. And yeah, you tie it off expertly. You are an agent of the tower. You've gone under expert training here. And you head...
rope.
I know rope, yeah. Lynette, you're the first to step through, and you realize stepping in that your approach was anticipated. You realize that you are surrounded.
Oh. Hi. We're here. Well, I'm here to find some friends. Could you point me in that direction?
You see what looks to be like 3 shadow creatures, the shapes of humans, but an direct absence of them. They're beginning to inch forward, and you see that they don't have any hands. Instead, it elongates into a long, fine blade. And you hear them say, as they're beginning to move closer and closer.
Can I just do like a personal roll to see if I understand that I'm in danger? Because I feel like
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, yeah, no, I'm aware that I'm in danger. That's my first success, and it is a natural roll. God damn it.
That's hilarious.
So yeah, I understand I'm in danger. I'm just like, oh, okay. This is not good. And I'm gonna just slowly extract my blade from my suit and ready myself.
Okay. I think right when you ready yourself is when Visali steps through. What does this look like as Visali enters into this scene?
Oh, me?
Visali.
Oh, sorry.
You okay?
Do I hear all of this in there? And,
No.
like,
You step forward and you see Lynette is facing off of these 3 shadow creatures.
okay, she'll look behind her and see where Aura is.
Ara is not far behind.
Okay, Aura, please. I that does not look good. And I'm gonna tie the rope around my waist. What do we do? That is this good? Like, do we do? I don't know what to do here. You're big and strong. I'm scared. I don't know what to do.
I imagine like you're mid conversation, like Aura's just like already like plan of action. She sees this and she is inserting herself in between.
Okay. Ara, as soon as this very tall mountain of a woman, steps forward, you see that they advance. We are going to start some combat here. All right. So the way that this works, we have creatures that are created with various difficulties. I'm not going to tell y'all what difficulty these creatures are, but essentially when you make them, you have to choose one, and they come with different abilities. The abilities are called tags, and there are certain skills and moves that can remove tags and or identify them to the players, and you can kind of work around them. The way that the creatures work is that they essentially exist for a number of rounds. So basically, like, you fight them long enough until you wear them down. And we're going to go ahead and start off with Aura since you're up front. You can use any of the combat moves that are on the splash and on our little cheat sheet, or if you have something special that you want to do with your skill, you can do that. The general, like, I want to mess them up move is called Go In, Fangs Out.
Yeah, my main skill is like if someone else is about to get hurt, so she would attack first. So yeah, go in, fangs out.
Okay, this is a blunt beat 'em up attack move. When you go in, fangs out, you're throwing yourself against the enemy and relying upon your strength, prowess, and battle instincts to carry you through. Roll blood.
8.
Okay, 8 is a partial success. You've risen up against your opponent and, be it because of their own skills, conditions of the battlefield, or sheer luck, you're on even ground now. You have struck a good blow against your target and you do not receive any harm or armor loss during the exchange. However, you choose a complication from the above. So there are 4 of them. 1, you've exposed your vulnerabilities to the enemy. The next move that you do will be rolled at disadvantage. Another one is your weapon is compromised. You lose a turn but allow an opening for a teammate to move in. However, they have to do it at disadvantage. The third one is the nature of your attack effectively turned the environment of the area against you and your team. The fourth one is your attack works, but at what cost? An enemy on the field regains the use of a tag it has exhausted.
Imagine the first one.
Okay. So you've exposed your vulnerabilities to the enemy. You will have a disadvantage the next time you do a move. So as you come up against this creature, describe to me what this exchange looks like.
I imagine just like a few like wide steps. She's just kind of like pulls out her sword and kind of like just swings up, but now she's just exposed after that attack and kind of just there in front.
Okay. So as you slam forward, you are able to not take any damage here with your shield. However, you see that your weapon almost grazes the side of this creature. We are going to expose a tag here. It is the Agile tag. This creature has the ability to dodge the first attack from an agent. After it dissolves, so it is now gone. So you try to land an attack and it's just blurringly fast. It dodges out of the way. You don't take any damage here, but you have lost your footing just a little bit. Okay, next we're going to have Lynette since you're up close. What do you want to do here? There are 3 monsters total.
Okay, so I think what I'm going to do is use the move one step ahead.
Okay.
And I guess how I'm going to flavor is that I'm actually, instead of going in for the fight, I'm going to just watch the fighting style as these things attack me and Aura and just try and figure out how they move.
Okay. When you use one step ahead, roll your crown to see how you put the information to good use.
Yeah. So it's a 2d6. 7 plus 2, a 9.
9. You managed to put in countermeasures, but the scaffolding you just put in place in the act is limited. You can either choose to take 2 levels of harm, or everyone else takes 1 level of harm. However, everyone's next rolls are made with advantage.
What would 2 levels of harm do to me?
So you have your armor. At heavy
Yes,
armor, you
okay.
have 5. So it would take you, if you take 2 levels of harm, you're down to 3. If everyone takes a level of harm, then Visali's down to 2 armor because they are moderate.
Yeah, okay, yeah, no, I'm gonna take it. And I think so. What's it called again? Arcanium? No.
The Coraline Arcanum.
Coraline Arcanum. I think this seat is one of the things I've powered with the Coraline Arcanum. And I think it's kind of a situation where all the joints, and there's even like a best way to put it, like an operating system in this as well, that kind of like watches and then amplifies any movements I make, because I'm not very strong, so it assists any movements I make. And I think as I'm dodging and weaving and watching this movement, it accidentally overcompensates, and I hear like a spring snap inside one of the joints. I'm like, oh no. Like, it's probably like for parallels, I think it's the same arm as this arm that I was working on in the janitor bots previously. So I kind of like see my arm like not go limp, but like just suddenly feel a lot looser and less supported than before. And I'm just like, oh no, okay. They're very fast. They seem to be preferencing the right, so just watch your right, and that's going to be me giving the advantage to everyone.
Okay, yeah. So when you take the 2 levels of harm, we'll say that you crash into some of this debris that's surrounding the area also, to kind of highlight the 2 levels of harm that you take.
Yes.
That is a lot.
Yeah.
Okay, very cool. Next we have Visali. What would you like to do here?
Ooh, I think I would try to do see who I am, to try to solve the conflict.
Okay, see who I am. When you make others see who you are, you're attempting to attack the problem by nipping it in the bud. Go ahead and roll me crown.
Okay, I think that's okay. So that is a 7.
Okay, your opponents have been shaken by your reveal, but you ultimately fail to discourage them from engaging with you. But all is not lost. Your GM will reveal a crucial piece of information regarding your targets. You may act on this intel by attempting this move once more, or make a hero's choice with this direction in mind. However, you will do so with a disadvantage. So I think the advantage and disadvantage will cancel out, so you're normal now. So what does this look like as you are trying to assess what's going on? You do see the information that I will give you here is you realize that these are shadowlings, that they are essentially just minions. You see off in the distance that there seems to be a larger concentration of these creatures, and they seem to be next to an even bigger one.
Oh, no.
So these are small fries, essentially.
Okay, Visali is just kind of cowering behind Ara and like just trying to make sure that she has eyes on everyone, but is also mentally taking notes on the surroundings. And she doesn't know what to do because she has her little scalpel, which means she's got to get close if she's gonna do anything, but she doesn't think that fighting is gonna be the answer here, or she's not sure. So she's just gonna be like muttering to herself as she like thinks about like potions and stuff she could be using.
Yeah. To try to continue on with the roll here, on your next turn, if you want to make the hero's choice, you follow Tempest, the Magister healer, and you do remember that one of their tenets is don't show them you're afraid, even if you're actually shaking. So you know this to be like one of the core teachings of the Magister healer. If you do want to try to make a hero's choice on your next turn.
Okay.
All right. So that is 1 round. 1 round. I need to keep track. So we're going to say that 2 creatures come forward and they do engage with both Lynette and Visali as well. You see that the shadow creatures come forward and you both take 1 harm.
Ooh, okay.
All right. Ara, it is now your turn.
Instead of them taking 1 harm, can I do my strength is for others and use my skill?
Yeah, absolutely.
I am your shield.
Yes, when you toggle this move, roll your blood to discuss with the GM and the parties involved. This is a blood roll, please.
Okay, and then my skills, I'm your shield. When I've declared my strength is for others, I roll twice and I choose the result I want. I can extend my protection beyond a single person. When you do this move successfully, all those under your protection gain 1 die bonus to their next blood rolls until the in-game day ends.
Oh, wow. That's amazing.
In-game day. Whoa.
Wow. All right. Roll blood, baby.
So that is first roll is a 9. A 10.
Okay, 10. You defend with all your might and completely shield your ward from harm. You also reduce the amount of harm that you would have received. Because of this move, you cannot receive harm for this turn more than level 2 harm. Wow, okay. Yeah, so you see as Lynette's trying to survey the area, as Visali's kind of sizing up everything here and looking distantly, that there are these shadow creatures that are lurching forward and about to hit the two of them. What happens?
I imagine she just kind of like uses up as much space as she possibly can. So like with one arm, she's like extending with her shield, and the other one, she's like with her sword to kind of block them at both ends.
Yeah, you see them immediately halt and they go. You guys hear the voice mod too, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It'd be funny if we did just heard Stella's normal voice.
I went.
Little did we know actually that those moments are actually the one time Stella's not using a voice mod. What everything else when we normally hear her speak is actually a voice mod. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, Lynette, it's your turn.
Yes. Oh, thank you. You saved me because I'd have been left with 2 armor points left. What am I gonna do? I think I'm gonna try and reveal their vulnerability.
Okay.
With Aura managing to save me from that attack, I want to take that moment of that creature being distracted to charge past, and I want to confront the bigger one, and I want to test and see if I can figure out what their vulnerability is.
Okay. Go ahead and roll Crown.
Okay. I want to see something real quick. I would like to harness hubris. I don't know if this word applies in this case. This is like, I guess, doubling up on moves, which I don't know if it's allowed.
So harness hubris is kind of like making a deal with the devil kind of thing.
Yeah.
So your harness hubris is when your agent is pushing themselves beyond their limits in order to succeed. Make a bargain. Tell the table what it will cost your agent. If you can't think of anything, ask your GM. It can be outright physical harm, or it can be a threat that complicates your agent's life. GM can decide how bad it is. So the table opens up. What do you want?
Well, one of my quirks is that risk isn't a liability, it's a resource. The higher the risk, the higher the reward. And the reward I'm asking for right now is pretty high. So I'm willing to risk something. So I know. Wait, let me just properly read this.
Don't read it. Just make a deal with me.
No, I'm kind of making a deal, but I want to make sure what I want to do, I can do with this skill.
Okay.
Because the thing I want to do, the thing I want to do is I want to give up all of my armor, like all of it. Because in the story, what I want to do is I want to not have just coated my weaponry and everyone's weaponry in silver, but I want to have coated the outside and inside of this suit in silver as well. And I want to almost like I jump out of it and it captures the big guy as well in it. Almost like an Iron Maiden, but silver.
Okay. I will say, yes, you can do this. It will cost all of your armor, which will leave you vulnerable. The large creature is a distance away. You get the sense that you can't do it this round.
Okay.
But you can do it later.
Okay. Then in that case, yeah,
They're
I'll
like over there, and you're over
Yeah.
here.
then I'll just be charging towards them.
Oh god.
Okay.
Just for the sprinting.
Yes. So Ara, you're like shield. Boof. You just like smack one of these shadowlings in the head. It goes reeling, and then like in the space between your shield and the reeling shadow, Lynette just starts charging through, and is booking it. Visali, you see the direction.
Jenkins.
Oh no. Oh no. Okay. Well, she sees this and okay. She is obviously panicked. Because Lynette is gonna go way too far away from her. I am trying to figure out what I should do.
Okay. If you want to get the most advantage out of the See Who I Am that you did previously, you can either do See Who I Am again, or you can do Make the Hero's Choice, or you can just do literally whatever you want.
I might do the hero's choice.
Okay.
Okay.
Making the Hero's Choice means leading into the legacy of the hero of the Core 7 that you idealize or feel best represents you. I need you to roll me blood. However, you do have an extra blood roll because of...
Yeah, I did a move. What is it called again? I think reveal. No, not reveal the vulnerability. It was one step ahead.
Yeah.
Everyone has advantage for their next roll.
Yes. Okay, cool. So I'll do it twice.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let's see. And it was blood.
Yep.
Oh god. Okay. It's a 5.
No.
I know.
5 is a failure.
Oh,
Mark
no.
experience. Sometimes
Okay.
a hero is best defined by the times where they are lost. Perhaps you called this wrong, or perhaps you called this right and missed the mark. You don't get what you want, and the next move you make with regard to the situation must be rolled at disadvantage. So what would you like to try to accomplish here? So with your hero being Visali, you know that their tenets are protect the light. You must protect the light even if it kills you. There is strength in the people. Did I place my fate in another's hands? And don't show them you're afraid. Did I keep my head high even in a desperate situation? So here you're kind of like calling in upon yourself, reaching into the person that you look up to. And you're kind of shaken. You don't feel that connection. You don't feel that revelation. What's going on through your head? What does it look like?
Yeah, so I guess with the idea of just, don't show them that you're afraid. So she tries to run after Lynette, but finds herself physically unable to move. And for the first time in her life, she's realizing, oh, this is a real situation. I could really get hurt. Someone else could really get hurt. And she's terrified, so much so that she, like, you know how your brain and your body get disconnected when you're really scared?
Mm-hmm.
She's realizing that, and she's kind of having a panic attack because she doesn't know what to do. And she knows that she's the healer. She wants to protect everyone, but she's just physically unable to get her legs to move. So she's just kind of stun locked, I guess, in that position.
Yeah. Lynette, you don't see this at all, but I think, Ara, you are up close and personal. You can definitely see that Visali is shaken here. And you see that the shadow creatures are still trying their assault here. It's going to be round 2 now. Ara, is there anything that you want to do as you see them focusing on you and Visali as Lynette starts booking it?
I guess, yeah, like I would just be making sure that Visali isn't gonna get hit.
Okay.
Or I can take it.
All right. Did you want to do another My Strength is for Others?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Please roll blood.
Uh, 9.
9. You stand your ground, but the harm that comes to you is great. You immediately receive 4 harm. Wait, what? units.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Oh, it's after a fight. Is this after like a turn? Or after a fight, like when everything's done?
I think when everything's done.
Okay. Okay.
So because like the HP of the creatures are tied to rounds, and this is round 2, they're almost dead, right? Because you're like, yeah.
Oh, okay.
In the background between stuff, yeah.
Okay, got it. Okay, cool. I will hold on to that then. Okay, never mind.
So basically after Lynette and your turn here, combat will be over.
Oh wait, I'm done. No, wait a minute. Okay. It says if I can reach a comrade in a timely fashion, and find somewhere to hide during battle, you may clear the harm, even if the encounter isn't finished, because I have field dressing.
Oh.
So it's supposed to be after a fight, but if I'm able to reach a comrade, I can get rid of the harm. Is that a reactive thing I can do?
That makes sense.
I would say since this is the last round of combat, you can totally do that.
Okay.
So
since I'm like right there.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Ara, you see this, the two creatures are like coming in and they've decided to target Visali here. Like they tried to get through your armor, they couldn't, you kept them at bay, and they kind of like swoop underneath and they're trying to reach forward. How do you keep Visali from getting hurt, but you get hurt very badly in return?
Aura knows that there's not going to be enough time for like any actual move with a shield or a sword, so she's just moving her body in place.
Awesome. So Visali, you see up close and personal the creatures just ripping into Ara, destroying armor here, and in that moment, Lynette, since this is going to be the last round, what do you want to do here? You're running. I'll give you a little more information here. You see that there are 3 shadowlings in front of what appears to be a very tall being. They are easily 8 feet tall, maybe even 9 feet tall. They are giant. And you essentially see what looks like someone in heavy plate armor, but everything still has that texture of starlight and space. And it's almost as if they're wearing some kind of wicked crown, and they're holding a giant sword. And they appear to be sleeping currently. As you're closing the distance, you realize that floating in front of them, surrounded in a pod of Coraline Arcanum, is Primrose, suspended, asleep in some kind of containment spell.
Okay, so as I see the size of this thing, I'm like, okay, perfect. I planned for this, and they're gonna like, I'm still gonna go ahead with this deal, and what it looks like is, on the inside, Lynette pulls her arm out from like the arm of the suit, and then presses a button, and the back opens, and they just jump out backwards as the suit keeps running. And in their arms, they have Mr. Meowsers, because they brought Mr. Meowsers with them. And the suit just keeps running, and you see like the plates start to extend as if they're like once overlapped, which is why they're so bulky, and they stretch out and then expand larger and larger so they can encase this 8-foot being. And then almost like it was made out of paper, it folds outwards, like it suddenly starts folding and wraps itself around this being, as Lynette tumbles and like rolls, because they're running at such a high speed, kind of roll, using their body to shield Mr. Meowsers, and then stands up and watches to see if it worked.
Okay, love it. So you have 0 armor now.
Yes.
As your armor wraps around, you can see that the texture of this creature changes completely cocooning, almost paper mache in what was your armor. And you see the 3 creatures at its feet wheel around, and they're looking at you, and they go, and they begin to slowly move towards you. As they kind of displace themselves, you are able to see that there are 4 smaller pods suspended in the air below Primrose, and they look to be dressed like sky ship engineers, essentially. And as this is happening, Visali, Ara is hurt, just completely held them at bay, even maybe delivered a killing blow.
Yeah, she'll hold Ara, who I'm assuming is like, hit the ground.
The big thud. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, she's not like quite strong enough, so she had to like gently lay her down. And so I can clear 2 harm on myself or an ally. Equal to my crown plus will, so 4.
Okay.
So I'm going to say I'm going to be like a blubbering mess and just, I'm so sorry, I froze up, I didn't know what to do. Thank you so much for saving me. I love you. And she'll like kiss her fingertips and like put it on her forehead and heal her for harm.
All right. What is your harm at now? I don't think it restores armor.
Think I'm okay?
Okay. Yeah. Visali, with your administrations here, Ara looks pretty good. Just maybe a little less armor.
Okay.
It's kind of just broken in pieces, just kind of like gashes, and it's like, thanks. I need to help. I'm like, she's so bulky that she's kind of like a turtle.
Oh yeah. And she's like helping her. She's like rocking her to get her back up. She's not strong enough to just pull her up, so she's rocking her
Like,
and trying to get the momentum. Yeah.
Yeah, with a creak and a groan, you're able to right yourself.
And then Visali's just like spraying her with like antibiotics and like, putting like leaves on her on the skin that she can see that has cuts on them.
Thanks. It's fine. It happens. This is a scary place, and I was just kind of be like looking down, like, there's Lynette.
You see Lynette, probably a little scraped up and bruised up, nothing really serious, and just like cocooned around Mr. Meowser.
And I just slowly backing away from these creatures that are coming towards me.
You see 3 creatures approaching. You also see that the large Shadow Lord in the background is in some kind of stasis. You see very visibly, Lynette doesn't have armor anymore. And that thing seems to be covered in what was Lynette's armor.
Oh boy, we gotta go hop on. I'm gonna like kneel for you to like hop on her back.
Okay.
She's like
just splats like she's just koalaing on her.
So the 2 of you start to run towards Lynette. Lynette, what do you want to do here? You're still kind of semi on the ground, ?
Yeah. I will actually use another move.
Okay.
And yeah, correct me if I'm able to use it like this or not. But I will actually use ready after all. When you declare that you were ready after all, you're declaring that you did something in the past that showed how prepared for the obstacle in front of you. So I still need to roll for that, right? Let me roll for it before I describe it.
I don't think you have to roll for that one.
Okay.
Let me check. That's a crown move?
Yeah.
Crown move. No roll, provided your GM accepts the plausibility of your flashback.
Okay. Because I thought about this all the way from the beginning. So, like I mentioned, Lynette has a murder robot OS, a murder robot protocol, and it accidentally uploaded the incomplete version into the janitor bot. But the complete version was actually used. It's a backup, so it's not activated at most of the time, but it's actually in Mr. Meowser's. Because who's gonna predict that a cat will be a murder robot if we ever need it? So when I had crouched down during the lowdown, did it wasn't just to call over Mr. Meowser's. it's also the very specific tone and sound required to activate that OS and make it a primary OS. So I
Yep.
now have Murder Mr. Mr. Murder in my hands. His other personality is called Mr. Murder, and I have him held up and ready. And I would just like to let it loose on these three.
Okay, you hold it up, and we see Mr. Meowser's fuzzy face. The mouth, the jaw kind of unhinges a little, and you see the fangs just get longer, and then the eyes turn red, right?
Yep.
And then instead of like a, it's like a, as
Yep.
it looks at, and you let go, and it flies through the air, and you just see it like starting to attack. You all get the sense that the three are distracted from Murder Meowser, and you're able to run around and get past.
As Aura comes with Vasali on their back, you see Lynette just kind of looking at it very proud, looking at Mr. Murder like, this is what's meant to happen when I have the Murder Robot OS. It's beautiful.
Is that my cat?
Yeah.
Or I probably would have like stopped a little bit, like as soon as it happened, like, was that always there?
Yeah. It was secondary OS for the most part, so you never had to worry about it suddenly attacking you. Only I can activate it. It's voice activated.
Oh,
Hooray.
okay.
I think we can probably try and get the rest Primrose and the others now. They're distracted.
Okay.
As the group of you step around, you realize just how tall the Night Lord is. You see, again, the pods of Coraline Arcanum are just floating in the air. We have the 4 skyship workers are currently suspended sleeping below, and a bit higher up is Primrose, and they are not conscious whatsoever. The area around you, there are broken buildings of various heights, and there's debris all over. This is the ruin of your beloved city. And everything except for the Coraline, now the Night Lord, which is covered in Lynette's armor, and the people who shouldn't be here. Everything else is all stars and shadows.
I'm pretty short, so I don't know if I'll be able to jump up to get them.
Okay, I would like to try to join hands to help.
Okay, when you join hands, your agent is assisting a comrade on the field. Perhaps you intercede on their behalf. Your GM will help you with this. This is a will roll. Please roll me will.
Okay. Okay, that is an 8.
8. Okay, very good. You help well enough, although it comes at a cost to yourself. The agent you're joining hands with rolls their next move with advantage. Speak to your GM on the kind of harm your agent will suffer or what sort of thread they will gain at the end of the mission. Let's do a thread, because we haven't done that yet.
Yeah.
So I need you to roll me a 1d100.
Oh, good.
Ooh.
Okay, 18.
18. Okay. 18. You've just received word that someone who matters to you has gone missing, or you've made this unpleasant discovery for yourself. Okay.
So Mr. Meowser's, because he's now Mr. Murder.
Okay. So you will be able to help Lynette here. You look around, you can see that, oh, you could totally scale these buildings if Lynette just has a little hand up. As you're pushing Lynette up, trying to gain some altitude here, Visali, you look over and you can see that the shadows are destroyed in the background, but Murder Meowser seems to be offline, laying on its side. It's still in one piece, but it is inactive.
Lynette, is Mr. Meowser's
Huh?
murders, is he supposed to be laying down like that? And she's still like pushing up the butt, like trying to get him
Like,
up there.
Hold on, let me get up here first.
Roll me blood at advantage.
Okay. Okay, advantage. So that's an 8.
Okay. You manage to get up, and I'm going to say that the platform that you climb starts to break. So essentially, you're up and you make elevation, but Visali and Aura can't follow you this way.
Oh, okay. I kind of like roll onto the edge and goes, ugh. Ooh. I'm starting to think that should have been the one, shouldn't have been the one to climb. What do you say about Mr. Meowsers?
He's laying down. Is that normal? Is he just taking a nap? Like it's just a nap, right?
I like take out some I pull out goggles from my pack and I put them on, and I put out these lenses like 3 lenses that come down. Oh yeah, no, that's not normal. I think they're broken, or the now primary OS of Mr. Murder has been shut down, and I have to reactivate the secondary Mr. Meowsers. I don't know. I'll need to check and do a full diagnostics to make sure.
Oh, you want to do it now?
Oh no, they're not gonna do it now. They're just very,
okay.
they're very matter of the fact. They obviously everyone is aware that Visali's a bit upset, but Lynette's like, oh yeah, it's just a thing that happens to machinery. I can fix it later.
Okay, great. I was like, oh, if you want to do that now, okay. Priorities are interesting, but all right. I mean, I'm not gonna stop
I'm
you.
not pushing you back up there.
It's fine. If it's broken, I can just make another one. Anyway, and I'm like stand up.
Just make another cat. Sally's just sad and just doesn't know what to do.
And yeah, I'll look from here. So from here, you said I can reach these. The
You can
floating
reach
Primrose.
yeah.
Oh, Primrose. Yeah, I'm gonna try and grab onto Primrose and like pull them onto the I guess probably rooftop or whatever I'm standing on.
Okay. Roll me blood.
Okay.
As you are reaching towards Primrose.
12.
Oh,
Wow.
That's double 6s.
Is that
And I
plus
don't add
your
anything.
score? No? Okay.
My score is 0. So.
Oh, okay. So I probably should have mentioned this way earlier, but one of the major mechanics of this game is hubris. Essentially, you are all very special people because you have hubris, and it can be your undoing. In this game, there is a sliding scale of success. 2 to 5 is a failure, 6 to 9 is a partial success, 10 to 13 is a success, and 14 plus is you overshoot. You succeed, but something happens, which I think is super dope because a lot of games don't have like a over success kind of mechanic. Okay, but you just regularly success, fine. As you're reaching forward for Primrose and you pull them towards you, you are suddenly made aware of how cold you are. And touching them, it's almost like holding onto ice. They seem to be completely frozen all the way through, and as you pull them, you see that there is an absence in the egg of the Coraline Arcanum that was suspending them. It just continues to hover, and Primrose is now slumped against you.
I got Primrose. She's very cold. I'm feeling a bit cold as well.
I have a thing for that.
Oh, what do you have?
Shows the light bulb and said, I borrowed this. I'll give it back, I promise. But it's a heat potion. It'll last for 30 minutes. So do you think they can get out of here in 30 minutes?
Probably. Hopefully. I don't know. Are there any other shadow things?
Looks over and they're gone, right? Except for the one that's like encased. Okay.
Mm-hmm. You can hear like howls in the background to add like a sense of urgency, but for the sake of the scene, they're not close.
The ones immediately are gone, but I would not trust that. So
noted. Okay. Can anyone else get the other 4, the shipmates?
Where are they again?
So they're just kind of like eye level with you.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I'll try to tug on one, I guess.
Okay. So the same thing. You are pretty bundled up, so you don't feel cold yourself, but you can feel how cold they are through your surgical gloves / snow gloves as you pull them out of this pod and they slump against you. I'll go ahead and give this to you for free since you're the medic. You realize that they're on the verge of like hypothermia, And
Okay.
maybe you might have to make a choice here. Do the party members take the heat potions, or do you give them to these people? Because they might not make it.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So you have one in your arms now,
Mm-hmm.
and they're
Okay.
knocked the fuck out.
Okay. Okay. Ara, how are you feeling? Are you feeling too cold? Are you feeling okay?
I think regardless of what she's actually feeling, she's like, I'm fine, don't worry.
Okay. Maybe we split the potions and administer them to these people because they are very cold, and they might die.
Yeah, I still got the one, so I can split it.
Okay, perfect. So, there were 4 shipmates, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then Primrose.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
2 potions, 5, split 5 ways.
Do we know if that will work?
So Stella is not a math gay. So we'll say if your plan is to basically try to evenly split it with everyone, you'll give everyone like 5 minutes to get out.
Okay, that's fair. Okay. So Ara, you are very big and strong, but I am not very big and strong. I can only carry 1 person. What is our plan?
So, Ara, while like all of this is happening, I'm gonna say that like you're looking at the rest of the people who are suspended, and you see the Night Lord behind, and you realize something. You realize the darkness of this place is pouring out from the Night Lord. And as you're looking over towards the portal, you realize that the portal is getting bigger and bigger. It seems as if the shadows here are leaking out into your world. Okay, Drac. Drac says in the cast-only chat, as a maths gay, it'll be 12 minutes each. Ooh. All
I was gonna
right.
say, I think around 15, but you know what? It's okay.
It's fine. I'm a driving gay, okay.
Yeah, I'm not.
You need
So
a
you
truck
got that on
driven?
me.
I got that. Okay. So yeah, you have about 12 minutes each.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. Portal is getting bigger, and you realize that the shadow realm here might be bleeding out, and you get a sense that Lynette's armor might have frozen the Night Lord in place, but it's not stopping that. There's a complication here. You also see the Coraline Arcanum. There's a lot of this. Maybe it's explosive. So this is all the information you get as you're pulling these people down.
Was that
Lynette,
information just for Lynette?
Just for Ara.
Or oh, right, sorry. Okay.
Lynette, can you make all this Arcanum explode?
Yeah, probably. I'm gonna need some metal. I could probably put something together real quick. I have a skill that just lets me do that.
I thought you were going
Night
to
Lord?
use Mr. Meowser's.
Oh my god, wait. No, I don't want to make Lynette awful. I'll make Lynette awful
thought you were
first.
going that way. I was like, you know.
No, Mr. Meowsers has plot armor.
Yes,
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
No, Aura intends to pick up Mr. Meowsers.
Oh,
You know,
okay.
scoop around. Like, Lynette, the portal's getting bigger.
Okay, are any
need
of you
to
particularly
explode-
attached to your weapons?
Hmm?
Are any of you particularly attached to your weapons?
No.
No?
Okay then, just throw them up.
Okay.
All right.
I have like a satchel of like, you know, scissors, needles, scalpels, and like I just throw them up there.
Just like, oh, chink. And then here's a sword.
And I would like to use my skill real quick.
All right.
Hands of the Creator.
Okay. What is it?
You know how to make something out of nothing, and it doesn't take you as much time as it would for other people. As long as you have the tools, you may adjust your dice pool plus -1 to or +1 for we're working something special. Roll to create what you need. Using these pieces of metal that can create a decent spark, and I think my just general understanding of our Coraline Arcanium, I would like to make like essentially like a explosive, like I guess like a dynamite, like just start a fire that I know would spread and maybe explode with these volatile and in the process being used a magical material.
Okay. Roll me crown for work on something special.
Okay. I'm worried about hubris is my scariest thing, but my quirk is risk without isn't a reliability the resource, so I'm gonna go for it. 3d6.
Please.
13.
Is that with your bonuses?
Oh, with my bonuses. With my bonuses are 15.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Your hubris is your undoing. Okay. 14 plus. Good intent has spoiled your execution. Fill the number of segments on the clock equal to your crown attribute, but gain a new thread. All right. Roll me a 1d100, please.
Okay. 47.
47 is a discovery that your team has made connects to a very old mission undertaken by a now retired or dead agent of the tower. Their mission was never resolved or ended abruptly due to a tragedy. Okay. So you're building this explosive, and you are basically custom making this for compatibility with the Coraline Arcanum. And as you're doing this, you remember that Primrose... You remember really vaguely that Primrose had a mission of their own at one point in the past. And maybe this is even a reason why they were so personally invested in this. Not only did they have someone important to them go in here, but also I think there was a large Coraline Arcanum explosion back in Coraline. And Primrose might have mentioned this to Ara, to you, quietly on one of those soft days where you just open up and you just feel a little more vulnerable with the people around you. And you know that Primrose was on the cusp of averting this tragedy but failed. And you get the sense that this here might be kind of similar to what had happened before. And you remember from the story that Primrose said that they lost a friend because they had to close the portal behind.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So I think Lynette has kind of so on this ledge they swung themselves over so they're like hanging upside down because of course they are. That's how they can think. Blood to the brain, better thinking, obviously. And they're kind of they've taken bits of twine that they use to braid and tie their hair together and start using that as a fuse and ways to attach these bits of metal and stuff together. They pull out a hammer to make shards and stuff. You see they take Aura's sword and just shatters it into just shards to use as shrapnel and different forms of flint and steel and stuff like that, something to cause a spark. And you hear them muttering to themselves, just being I feel I remember this. Didn't Primrose talk about something like this? There was an explosion at Coraline. They had to lose a friend. And they're just not talking to anyone, just muttering to themselves, almost as if they're muttering to the pieces of the equipment they're working with. And then they turn to everyone and just goes, okay, I'm going to lower Primrose down to you. You're going to have to start move, feed them the potion and then start moving because we're going to want to get out of here quick.
I'll say that while Lynette's building this contraption, that the two of you were administering the portions. Okay. Yeah. So you see that they warm up visibly. You can see the frost that's kind of coalesced on their face begins to diminish and melt away. There's like little drops of water on their eyelashes where there was ice before. So it's working.
Okay, we only have a few minutes. Okay. Okay, Ari, you can probably carry 2. I can carry 1. Lynette has to figure out the explosives. I guess maybe I just start taking someone and bring them to the entrance so we can have it all ready.
Yeah, just move. Just move.
Okay,
just
okay,
go.
okay, okay,
just go.
she grabs one. It's just like, oh god.
Yeah, okay. So we'll say that both Ara and Visali are taking point in transporting people and running back and trying to do that. Yeah. So Lynette, you have this basketball of murder.
Yeah. When I would like a chance just to see, does Primrose wake up or seem to stir at all?
Yeah, why not? Yeah.
Okay.
So we'll say that Primrose is still up with you. They're like, okay, we'll take care of everyone first, and then instead of you rolling Primrose off the top, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so Primrose is like,
Primrose.
yeah.
Primrose. I know you're just waking up. This is very weird. We're in this negative zone, but I feel like you already know this. We came to save you and you're safe. We're going to get you out of here. But before we do, I remember you mentioning something about some kind of explosion in your hometown and you had to leave a friend behind, right?
What? I told you that?
Yeah.
Oh. You see, like, they're very, like, in and out, hazy. Almost
What
as
was
if
their
they were on
name?
the verge of hypothermia.
Yeah.
Their name was... That's a bad name. Name generator. What kind of name is Plafa? What the... What? Sybil.
Okay.
Her name was Sybil. She,
Sybil.
wait,
What does she look like?
I can't believe I told you that.
I'm very easy to talk to and be talked to.
Coming out in this like ice coma and just
Wait, we're talking about my trauma here
Yeah, I
now. Sybil had long black hair and green eyes. She was my first love.
Okay, perfect. Okay, we're gonna get you out of here.
What?
Yeah, we're gonna get you out.
Why?
Hey, guys, can you
I'm
help me
so
take
confused.
Primrose down? She's really out of it. Don't listen to anything she says.
I need so much ibuprofen. Oh,
Visali's there. She probably has a bunch on her.
yeah. I have these like berries that are great for that.
yeah. Oh, okay.
So yeah,
and
I'm
then-
gonna like as best I can lower Primrose down to the rest of them.
I thought you were gonna say that you kick her off.
I just kick her out like, oh, your first love's cool.
Bye.
But
sorry about your partner.
Yeah, so you get Primrose. Primrose is just out of it, in and out, in and out.
and I'm gonna tell everyone, okay, I need all of you to get as close to the entrance as possible because I'll be entirely honest with you. Whenever I make an explosion by accident, it's usually pretty small, but when I do it on purpose, I can only imagine how big it's gonna get. So we want to be as close to the edge as possible.
Okay.
But I'm gonna have to say it manually, so I'll catch up with you. Just be ready to run and dive.
Wait. Okay. So I'll take the rope off my waist and I'll throw it up to Lynette. Just so if when you're running back, we can yank you and make you come back even faster. Okay.
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay. Great. Okay. Great. Tie that around your waist. Double knot.
Yep. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Tie it.
Okay.
I'll start taking the people and like putting them outside of the portal, just so you know we don't have
Ara's
to worry
got
about
a
that.
hand on the rope.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. And you get Mr. Meowser, no problem too. All right. Do I have cool music for this? Lynette,
Yes.
For a brief moment, as Visali and Ara are taking people out of this realm here, you stand before the Night Lord and you look up. And we're going to say, just for cinematic purposes, the face is exposed, but it's like this completely featureless face. You don't see any eyes, any mouth, any nose. But all of a sudden, as this is coming to a close, you see the eyes begin to turn into 2 pinpoints of light, and they look down at you. And they say,
"This is only the beginning, mortal. The beginning of the end."
Oh, I figured. This isn't the first time. But I do plan on stopping you, even if it means, I don't know, blowing everything up. Nice to meet you, by the way. My name is Lynette. You can call me Lynn.
what the fuck, Jack? It says,
Nice to meet you.
just kidding. Just kidding. Wait,
My
why are
home
my,
address. Here's where you can find me.
wait, why are my captions in all caps? Okay.
Oh my, wait, what are they?
They were for a second.
I mean, that fits, to be honest.
The creature says to you,
Your name is of no consequence. Your existence is futile. Your presence unimportant.
That's
We
you cut him off. What? What'd you say?
I literally kind of was saying, well, that's mean.
With our efforts, we will bring the Night King to rise.
The Night King. What's the Night King?
He who triumphs over all the darkness that conquers. All worlds shall bend a knee to him.
Oh, I have a bad knee. Okay, well, thank you for that. And I'm gonna like start setting down the explosion, the explosive, and back away a little bit,
Yeah.
and like
just
as
a
far as I
little
can
bit.
from reach as far as I can and still touch it, but back away. Just have any millisecond of extra time is useful with this,
Okay.
and then activate it, and then just start running.
Okay.
As he's running, I'm kind of pulling.
Oh yeah, me too.
On
Yeah,
the rope.
we're just like yanking it.
You just see like my long red like braided hair just flowing behind me. Like,
Oh my god.
Okay. I want. Oh, okay. Who wants to do the primary heavy lifting? Probably Ara.
Yeah.
Ara, I'm gonna have you join hands here. Roll me a will check, please.
Uh, 10.
Okay. You and your partner work right in sync, bearing excellent awards. Both of you will roll your next moves with advantage. Consider any 14 plus result as though you rolled a 10 through 13 instead. Okay, so you cannot exceed your hubris here. Lynette, I'm going to need you to roll blood at advantage.
my 2 worst stats. Okay. Oh, my worst stat. Oh my god, a 4 for the first one. A 5. I fail it.
Okay. So, Ara, you feel really confident. You and Visali are tugging on this rope, and you are definitely helping. Lynette, I think your bad knee is acting up, and you actually end up tripping. And yeah, the rope is dragging you on the ground, but you are going way slower than you would have if you were sprinting. You can hear the... I think at the entrance, Visali and Ara, you see Lynette is really far away. I'll give each of you one thing to try. or something terrible is going to happen.
Oh God.
Question. Is gravity like the same weight here?
We'll say everything feels a little heavier.
Oh.
If it was like the moon, where it's a little lighter. How far is Lynette?
We'll say 50 feet.
They don't have armor. What's your size, like, bulk again without armor?
Oh, without armor, I'm like 5'2". I'm a small but stocky, like lean. I guess lean. I guess is the best term I could put. Small but lean.
All right. Aura's gonna make a run for it and switch places and catapult you, push you the other way. And I'm gonna have Visali like get ready to pull.
What about you?
Like, no time to think.
But that's all I do.
No time for that.
Such a mood. Okay, Visali, join hands. Roll will, please.
Okay, and then Will. Oh, that's 12.
12. You and your partner work right in sync, bearing excellent rewards. Both of you will roll with advantage next time. Okay. And hubris is impossible here. Okay. Aura. I feel like this is a protection kind of thing. What can we do here? Roll me a strength for others. My strength is for others, so that's a blood roll at advantage.
So that is a 11 and a 12.
Okay. You defend with all your might and completely shield your ward from harm. You also reduce the amount of harm you would have received. Because of this move, you cannot receive harm for this turn higher than level 2 harm. Okay. Describe to me what this looks like. Visali is definitely doing a lot of work here, and you managed to save both you and Lynette.
And she just kind of like takes off at a sprint. And then like as Aura kind of gets close to Lynette, she's gonna like pull, and she's gonna like grab a hold of like Lynette, and then like in time just kind of like yank back, and then kind of use that momentum like to like turn herself to like try and book it the other way.
Okay. Are you like trying to like do like a pulley system, or are you trying to leave with Lynette?
She just kind of like trying to like at least get enough momentum behind Lynette to get Lynette close to getting out as possible, the best chance.
Okay. Yeah. So we're gonna say here, what happens is Visali's pulling Lynette. You go flying with Aura's effort, and you go flying into Visali's arms. And Aura, you're trying to run. Go ahead.
Oh no, it's literally just an as I land in Visali's arms.
Hello.
Hi.
Slaps a band-aid on forehead because there's a scratch, and then like puts him down.
I love it. Aura, you are running, and I'll say that just as you get to your companions, the bomb goes off. There is a brilliant light that explodes, a prism of colors, rainbows just washing over this realm of darkness. It's almost blinding, and it is dizzying. You feel a searing hot pain unlike you've ever felt before at your back, and everything fades to black as the camera refocuses 2 weeks later. Aura, you have suffered an extremely terrible injury here. You're gonna have to take a vacation for at least 2 months now. Your back is stiff, you've taken a bad burn, but it's nothing that will be terrible, and impossible to recover from, especially with Visali and Mom at your care. You do, however, dread that you will have to eventually check in with Dr. Kittleson. The group of you are currently sitting outside of a small restaurant. It is Navathem's day. You see that there are a great number of different lanterns hanging, a wash of blue light here as the sun is setting in the distance. What did you all order to eat?
Well, for one, I'm upside down.
Do you need something with straw?
Yeah, so I have a fruit juice. Like, I think I've come here often enough that like people they're like, okay, yeah, Lynn's here. Let's set the table up so you can very comfortably sit upside down. So like on the ground is like probably like a glass of some kind of fruit juice with a silly straw in it, and they're just like sipping it upside down, with just like it's almost like it's definitely not a buffet, but like they stack up so much food that you'd think it is, like way too much for their tiny stature, and they kind of like picking from the top of it and eating it as they sit upside down, kicking their legs back and forth.
I love it. What about Visali?
Well, she is trying to take life more by the horns, so she ordered a really, really spicy yellow curry, and she is suffering through the pain of it. And like, you know, is trying to get through the whole dish without having to reach into her medical pocket for Pepto-Bismol.
What does Visali do with the vegetables in this?
Oh.
Carefully sets them aside.
Can she like go like feed him under the table to Lynette? Wait, you feed it to Mr.
You just kind of like one for Lynette, one for me.
Yeah, I do both. Yeah. Mr. Meowsers is like wrapped up because she's been practicing like her medicinal wraps and everything. She feeds it the spicy veggies like a broccoli to Mr. Meowsers and like flares up with the steam.
I love it. Okay, and what about Aura?
Imagine she would have some steak tacos.
Ooh, that
with a
sounds
nice
really good.
pint of ale.
Ooh. You know, Aura, your ale is delicious. He's just like, the keeper just kind of appears out of nowhere and just like drinking directly from your cup and puts it down. So, I just wanted to say good work, everyone. After our initial investigations, we have found that Primrose and all of those aboard the ship are totally fine. You have managed to seal the portal, and it was unfortunate that we lost so much Coraline Arcanum, but people are safe and the portal is gone.
Oh, yeah. There might be more portals opening up at some point, as Lynette just says casually as they're eating and drinking upside down.
What? I've never heard this before. Why didn't you put this in your debriefing?
There was a debriefing?
Taco bits just like fall.
Yeah. Oh.
And kind of like look like.
I'm not sure. You see him pulling out just different pieces of paper and turning them around.
Definitely got like everyone's but Lynette's.
Yeah. It's just, well, you know, Mr. Meowser's clock was broken for a while, so I blame that for us missing the debriefing.
Oh, well, I suppose we can count this as a debriefing. Is someone taking notes?
Okay.
Everyone turns to Aura.
She like reaches in her bag and like, okay, yeah, right, okay, yep.
All right.
Yeah. So there's something about the Dark King, Shadow King. A king, some kind of king of the other world that we were in, coming, and it's apparently the beginning of the end. I am insignificant.
Don't the bad guys know that kings are so out of fashion? The 5 queendoms of Navathem are so much cooler.
Way cooler. But I didn't want to say that to them because I already embarrassed them with the whole encasing them in silver, so now they can't really do anything. I didn't really rub it in their face.
Oh, yes. We don't want their hubris to go overboard.
The keeper looks directly into the camera.
Yeah,
Everyone else like, why does he do that? Who's he looking at?
Like leaning in.
Okay. So as the camera kind of like pulls back and we hear the background music fading, the voices fading, we bring our session to a close. But if you were playing Navathem's End in a campaign, this is where you would do some of the closing questions. So each one of us has a core 7 hero chosen, and essentially you gain XP for if you're able to answer yes to any of the questions I'm about to ask you. So we'll start off with Lynn. You are you follow Hell of the Black Wings. So your questions are: when destiny calls, you'd better answer. Did I openly accept my duties for the mission?
I think so, yeah. And maybe it was definitely from recklessness, but I even think like Lynn was pretty comfortable with putting themselves at risk as well with giving up their armor almost immediately. So I'd say, yeah, I met that tenant.
Okay. Work with what you have. Did I exhibit resourcefulness throughout the mission?
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely did. From my suit all the way to Mr. Meows's, all the way to the bomb I made with my friend's weapons. Yeah, I think so.
Excellent. Take a leap of faith. Did I make the jump despite not knowing what may lay ahead?
Yes.
Yes,
I would
multiple
say
times.
yes.
Yeah. I'm just saying because like
Let's just make a
like,
bomb. Who knows?
Yeah.
That
I
might
feel
work.
I'm really kind of iffy about it because I feel like taking a risk is being aware that it's risky, but I think Lynn is just reckless. Like they don't even think. They just straight up don't think about the risk of things. So I don't know if it still counts. I don't know if that's like personality wise, if that personality really plays into account. I definitely took risks without considering them.
Okay. So that would count as 3 yeses. That is 3 experience that you get. And then there's another question that I'm going to ask you for your quirk. The Passerine. So that is your background that you chose. The question for you is, did your quirk play into today's session? I think you brought it up multiple times.
Yeah.
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 Did you put your connections to work today?
No.
Did your knowledge of trade and who sells what play into today's session?
No.
No. Okay. So for this, every time you answer yes to one of these questions, you mark 1 XP. So you get another XP. So there's 4 total.
Tortle.
Tortle.
4 tortle. Okay.
Awesome. Yeah. So many XPs. Okay. Ara, you follow the chronicler. Here are your tenants. Trust in what you know. You can only control what you know. Did I not leave anything to chance?
I think she prepared as best she could.
Yeah, I count that as a yes. Just rewards, just punishments. Justice can be slow, but it is worth the wait. Did I wait for the right moment to pull the trigger?
Maybe.
I'll say yes.
Because that's just stitch effort. I gave Lynette a chance before going out.
That's fair. And then your last one is never reveal your hand until necessary. To become predictable is to put yourself closer to death. Did I conceal our plans from those I wish to hide from?
I don't think she was trying to be sneaky about anything.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and say no for that one. So that's going to be 2 XP from your hubris bond. And then your background is the family tribute. Here are your questions. Did your quirk play into today's session?
I don't think so.
Did you interact with the family you left behind?
Nope.
Did you do something that served the interest of your family over the towers, or the towers' interests over your family?
Not that she's aware of.
Yeah, I think that's going to be no. Okay. Very good. And then for Visali, you follow Tempest, Magister Healer. Here are your tenets. Protect the light. You must protect the light even if it kills you. Did I preserve someone's honor, good name, or life during the session?
Does the healing count?
I think so. You
Okay.
pulled out like a 4 harm heal.
Yeah.
And also made the healing potions that, you know.
Yeah, the heat
Oh,
potions,
true.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure. You definitely
like
saved
the
some
warming
lives.
ones. So yeah, definitely.
Mm-hmm. Okay, the next one is, there is strength in the people. Did I place my fate in another's hands during the session?
Yeah. Aura.
Mhm. Yeah, baby. Literally. Okay, and your last one is, don't show them you're afraid, even if you're actually shaking. Did I keep my head high even during a desperate situation?
Nope.
So that's going to be 2 XP from your hubris bond, and then you're a tower mongrel. All right, here are your questions. Did your quirk play into today's session?
I don't think so.
Okay. In my PDF. Okay. Did your love for the tower shine through today?
I don't know. I mean, like, maybe?
I kind of think yes.
Okay.
You seemed kind of like at home, like your character kind of played as someone who like is familiar with the tower, like you know where the laundry room is, right? Like
That's true, yeah.
yeah, like they seem really comfortable there. So I would say that's yes.
Okay.
Okay, and the last one is, did you uncover anything about the tower today?
I don't think about the tower. I think if
Clothing
anything,
regeneration room.
Yeah, wait, technically, yeah.
Oh, yeah,
And the metal regeneration room, yeah.
yeah, the clothing and the metal regeneration. I was like, oh my god.
Yeah, okay, that's an absolute yes. So that's 2 extra points
Oh.
for you.
Okay.
And that's it, folks. Thank you so much for being here. We're gonna go ahead and do some outros. Tell me who you are, where we can find you, and what your favorite part of today's session was. And again, I want to say thank you so much, everyone, for being here. If you want to check out the book, it is available for purchase at navathemrpg.com. This is a super awesome book. It is written by 2 people from the Philippines. They are very excellent writers. Listen, I am not a reading gay. This PDF is thick, and I read every single page of it. It is a very good system. It is very interesting. It is a fresh take on a lot of ideas that I have seen kind of here and there, but they've managed to put it together very nicely. Definitely recommend checking it out. So we'll start off with Drac. Tell me who you are, where we can find you, your favorite part.
Okay. By the way, I just want to add one extra scene as the camera zooms out.
Yeah.
As you just randomly hear Lynette go, so are we going to ever talk about how Visali just said that she loves Aura, and then that's where it ends? And it just ends there. But hi, I'm Draconics, or Jack. You can find me on Twitter at Draconics. That's DRAKONIQES. I assume all over the place. Just follow me there to figure out when and where I am at any given moment. My favorite part. I think it has. I love the keeper. He did such a good job with the keeper, and the keeper just being like, "There's a laundry room." Immediately killed me. I adored them just immediately.
But
So
what
that's
does it mean to be clean?
and yeah, what does it mean to be clean? And like it was just fun to have someone else just be like an absolute weirdo as well, just to bounce off of. So you can be like, a clothespin. What is this? It's fascinating. So that was definitely one of my favorite parts. My second favorite part definitely with Visali's being like, while healing Aura in the middle, comment being like, "I love you."
Yes.
I was like, oh, whoa, oh, Shit. Okay. Well, I'm about to die, but this is great.
We gotta go to Sail Net now.
Awesome.
But yeah, that was my favorite part. It was such a good game. I was so stoked to. I played with May first of all. I obviously played with May and Stella, but finally played with Parallax Stella. I don't think we've actually played together
No,
yet.
we
Yeah.
haven't. We've just seen
So-
each other's shit posts on Twitter.
Yeah. Yeah.
Speaking of Twitter, please be sure to follow every one of these links that I'm putting in the chat. And also, speaking of which, please check out Cat Scratch. Cat was unable to join us,
Yes.
unfortunately. I hope that she feels much better. And just to tell you a little bit about her, because she is super, super awesome. TTRPG-wise, she's a player in a D&D podcast called Forgotten Paths, and she streams all kinds of variety games, including Fall Guys, The Quarry, Minecraft, Stray, and you can follow them on Twitch, TikTok, YouTube, Twitter, all of that wonderful stuff.
Yeah, that's Cat Scratch, KATCKRATCHH. Don't forget the double H at the end.
Yes. Thank you so much. Next, we have the Lady May.
Hey, I'm May. Can be found on the internet at the Lady May at all places. Yeah. Favorite. There are so many good things. There's the Keeper, definitely high point.
Yeah.
And then just everything with Mr. Mausers to Mr. Murder. Just like Murder Cat.
I had that plan. Like the moment I was like, yeah, I'm gonna bring Mr. Meowses and they're gonna be a murder cat.
You had that plan from the moment that you picked them up and put them in your suit?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Great. That was a really good use of the ready after all mechanic. So I believe that comes from Forged in the Dark, which is a very like heist themed kind of campaign setting system. And it basically utilizes this mechanic of like having flashbacks. It's like, I'm really good at what I do, and this is what I did to prepare for it. And then like, you know, cinematically, woo, 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 flashback into like what you did to prepare. And it's like, yeah, that's why I have a murder cat, you know? Yeah. So that was a great use of it. Well done.
That's great foreshadowing.
Thank you. Honestly, it was either that or I just wanted to have a companion. And then when everything went almost immediately to shit, I was like, okay, I'm going to use it now.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Next, we have Parallax Stella.
Yeah, I'm Parallax Stella everywhere. Kind of do variety streams, but yeah. Let's see. My favorite part. I think it was just when Lynn put their entire head in the portal, no questions asked. Just like we didn't even really get to process the fact that there's this portal and just. Boop. I think that was my favorite part. I'm just like, oh, this is okay. This is how it's gonna go.
Hypothetically.
And then later, just arm, rock.
Where'd you get?
Oh god.
If I hypothetically got this rock,
That's not
Yeah.
how that works.
Yeah. And the fact that you already licked it before the groundskeeper licked it too. Oh my god.
Oh my gosh. Thank you so much. One of the really awesome mechanics about this game also is that it encourages that the table works together to homebrew what exactly the tower life is like. So you go through and you decide like the location, the vibe, the description of it, the reputation of like how does it interact with government, how does it interact with the community, and you also work out the various NPCs together too. So we designed all of the characters together in our session 0, and it was very fun. And we decided to have our groundskeeper, an ancient, lovable kind of mad scientist. That was really fun. I'm very, very honored and thankful that I got to play this game with all of you. Thank you so much for being here. And I'm Stella Luna. If you don't already follow, please consider following. That's a free way you can support the channel and also get notifications for more content like this. I am a TTRPG producer and performer. Opening up my calendar because I can never remember what's going on. Pretty soon we're going to be running Sovereign, which is going to be an Arthurian Legends campaign of D&D 5e. It's going to be over on the Lady Mage channel. It is a Lore Everlasting production. I would love to have you there. I'm also on Monday at 4 p.m. Eastern time going to be premiering on Table Story for the first time, playing 100 Club. I can't say anything other than it's probably sci-fi. You'll just have to find out, and I have a really cool costume that I can't wait to show you. It might involve some prosthetics, just saying.
Oh.
But yeah.
I'm so excited.
Thank you so much for being here, everyone. Hope you have a wonderful rest of your night. Please take care of yourselves and throw some dice whenever you can. Bye, everybody.